And go.
Did you put your hand down? I missed it.
Yeah. What a good intro.
Sorry. It's okay. We can edit this part out.
It's all right. We'll go back. We'll go back.
I didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell the future. I just work there. For this is a Fred Down Productions podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like I tell all of my American and Canadian friends, hey, I just work here.
I'm from the future.
Yeah, exactly. We are in the future.
We are in the future. We know what happens.
Ooh. Cue the music.
Cueing music. Now, how do I do this again? What the hell? What's going on? That's how you do it. Okay.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Whoa, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
I'm a Fulya, can't tell much.
And I'm a man that says, hello, March. I'm hello, March. 1st of March. Because we're in the future.
We're in the future. Yes. And you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes, experiencing it through the mediums of the interwebs. That's us. That's getting sick of Zencaster, but who cares? It still works. I just worked out my RAM. Let's not escape.
Yeah. He's got his RAM in gear. Yes, we love it.
All those tech issues. Gotta love it.
Oh, the life of a podcaster and content creator, isn't it?
It's hard work. It's hard work.
It's a hard knock life for us.
For a podcaster.
There's a bonus on there waiting to happen. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry for the bumpy beginning there, but you know, it's the podcast that refuses to behave. Haha. I'm so glad we past selves made that motto, because it's a lovely excuse for everything that goes wrong. But we're back for another week. We're all here again, which is lovely. And yes, it's March now. So far. Well, for now. Yeah. Foreshadowing. No, we're going to kick things off today with our usual opening segment, which is, of course, the weekly watchings. Leah, tell us, what have you been watching this week?
So, slowly working my way through One Piece. I am now up to 346. Yes, I am at Thriller Bark, and it's weird. and spoopy. I don't like all these zombies running around.
But they're funny.
Yeah. A bit weird that some of them are scared of the Straw Hat Pirates, but you know.
I'm just watching it. It's like, how are they going to translate this?
But yes, a lot of spoopy supernatural things are happening at Thriller Bark with the Straw Hat Pirates. They've been split up into two groups, the scaredy cats and the strong ones. I'll let you think about which one's which. Who's in what group. I have also finally completed my watch through of season 3 of Star Wars Visions. Really enjoyed watching that.
Nice.
And I think, man, I don't know what it is about the black and white looking ones, that they're always the really just sort of the coolest ones to watch. So the first episode, called The Duel Payback, where's like this sort of a Ronin character, and yeah, it's just really fascinating the way they tell that story. So I really enjoyed watching through Star Wars Visions. Some more amazing looking anime art styles, all very different. I think the one that I like the most, and the one that kind of was, I don't know, that sort of hit me the most, may have been Yuko's Treasure. And that one was really sort of sad because it was about a little orphan child who ends up with this like droid that ends up, and that droid's like looking after him, and the droid kind of looks like a giant teddy bear. It's really cute. But it's there sort of looking after this orphan, and then there's another kid that ends up ratting them out, and things happen, and it's not good. And yeah, Yuko's Treasure was quite sad, but really good. But yeah, Star Wars Visions, really awesome. Really love it. I have finally completed The Studio.
Oh, I still haven't finished it because I'm situations with my Apple subscription / access to things, so I haven't finished it yet. But what did you think overall of the season?
Overall, I liked this show. It's funny. It gives you an insight as to what heightened reality version of what goes on behind closed doors at a movie studio. And it's really, really interesting to see what happens. Things that could go wrong can go wrong, but then they'll find ways to either make it work for them, or find ways that may not work for them. It was just really nice to sort of see. My God, the last 2 episodes are chaos, absolute chaos. It's funny. It's just there's drugs are involved. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's just funny the way it all kind of turns out. But I suppose the last episode's kind of like the way it ended was a kind of like a happy ending in a way, because it all just worked out for them. But it was also a bit sort of bittersweet, because seeing Catherine O'Hara in that show, and then just seeing her in the last episode and all that sort of stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna see her again. No. But she was absolutely amazing in the studio.
There is a annoying stretch of season 1 where she's like not in a bunch of episodes, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment.
Yep.
I can't remember the last episode we watched, but yeah, there was a string of episodes where there was no Catherine O'Hara at all, and they're like, where is she? So I'm glad to hear she comes back and finishes it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Strong. Yes,
yeah, she does.
She of course would. That's good.
So yeah, The Studio is good fun. It looks like it's been greenlit for a season 2. So
yes, it has.
We'll see how that goes. I guess the thing is, though, once Shrinking is done, because I'm sort of continuing my watch through of Shrinking, once that season's done, I'm just going to stop my Apple subscription for a little while. And I'm assuming, by the time I come back around to Apple TV Plus, the new season of The Studio will be out by then. And then hopefully I'll time it right so that if there is a new season of Shrinking, then I'll watch both of them at the same time. Kind of works for me. But yeah, there's that. And then the last thing I want to mention that I have watched from start to finish because it was absolutely amazing was another anime by the name of Honey Lemon Soda, which came out last year. And this is a sort of a slice of life shoujo anime. Teen romance. So these are like high schoolers. The main protagonist, her name is Ayumi. She grew up being bullied in junior high school, but never told her parents about it. So the parents just thought that she had a great time in junior high. But she's really timid and shy. She doesn't have any confidence in herself. She can't stand up for herself. She kind of picked up this nickname in junior high school, Stoner, or Stony, more like Stony, because she would just stand there stone face and not reply, or just staring at people. So because of that, she's got a lot of trauma happening. We'll just put it that way. A lot of high school trauma from being bullied. But then she ends up meeting a guy named Kai Miura, and he kind of gives her this, like, I don't know, like a little bit of a confidence boost, like getting her to stand up for herself and being like, it's okay to say what you're feeling, kind of a situation. And so she goes to the high school that he's at, because at the time when he found her just kind of crying in the middle of the street, she was looking at like high schools to go to, like for senior high. And she had pamphlets and they were kind of sprawled on the floor because the bullies ended up like bumping into her and she just ended up on the ground. And he helped her and saw the pamphlets, and he suggested her to go to a specific high school, and she ended up going there. And then Kai was there. And this is kind of her story of how she ended up gaining friends, a friendship group, learning to be to use her voice to stand up for herself, but through the help of Kai and some other friends. She never thought she'd make friends because she never made friends in junior high. And then she finds out that the bullies from junior high ended up coming to her same high school as well. And so she ended up having a bit of flashbacks, and so it's a really, really cool story. I really enjoyed it. Honey Lemon Soda is definitely an anime to go check out. But yeah, it ends up with a bit of a romance story as well with her and Kai, because of the fact that he's helping her, but then they kind of both start falling in love with each other, but they just don't know it until the end. So it's really sweet, but it's good. I really liked it. Honey Lemon Soda, definitely recommend checking it out. And that is all.
Lovely. That's a very good selection. Thank you very much, Fulya. Mike, what about you? What have you been watching this week?
Well, I have been watching my One Piece, 5 episodes a day, but been a bit slack today because world events. But I'm up to 474. So I've just got one more to do today, which I'll probably just watch in bed. And yes, a little bit further ahead than Thriller Bark. Thriller. And this is a bit harrowing because it's a big war. I'm in wartime.
Oh no!
Oh no! So much no. And yeah, it's very interesting where I am. There are characters that have come back into the fray, including new ones that we just met, and from people all the way back from East Blue coming back. I mean, Not to spoil it, but Buggy's a piece of shit, like he always is. And yeah, so that's going to be interesting in the live action. It's like, it's going to be this is going to be like the end game. Everyone coming out of portals, sort of thing. Is like, there's everyone coming back. Yeah, so can't wait for that. And if they do get up, which I'm optimistic, being a One Piece fan now, it's not the can we do this? It's the mantra. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this.
Of course we can.
It was I think that's what sort of like the live action sort of mantra is. It's like, well, we did the first season, and that was just testing ground. I was like, yeah, people going to watch this. People did watch it and liked it, and then in the and what I've been hearing for the first 2 episodes, because the premiere just premiered. There's a lot in it that is part of the future stuff that we're about to see. So if I played my cards right, I was hoping to be I should have been up to date and seeing where everything is. So I think they're saying, you know what, this may end in 5 seasons, we don't know, but we're just going to get a huge crack at it and just do the whole thing, which I admire because people love it. And I think the momentum is just keep on going. And we're probably going to get 1 season a year, because like season 3 is in the can and they're probably going to start 4 this year. So why not?
That's crazy that they're already like way ahead with the filming.
Yeah. which is a first for Netflix. It's usually, okay, 1 season down, are we going to get renewed? Where this one is going, you know what, this is going to be our cash cow now, so we're going to pump these out each year. People are going to be around for each year, and I'm more than happy to that. Not happy with Netflix, bailing out of a recent deal, but that's
we'll talk
not
about
for
that
here.
soon.
More on that later.
More on that later. Foreshadowing. Foreshadows.
No shadows.
No shadows. Swallowing shadows. I know. I get that reference. It gets so nutty. Anyway. This arc that you're in, full of stupid laughs, but
So many stupid laughs. I cannot, honestly. It's just as bad as what's his name? What was his name again? Oh, I forgot. When they did the pirate games. I forget his name. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh crap. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
The one that looks like Waluigi.
Yes.
No.
Anyway.
Anime's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't read my writing. Yep. The final episode of Knights of the Seven Kingdoms have done. Bit of a mellow one compared to last week's, but I think you probably need that after horrendously like ripping your heart out.
Definitely.
But it sets up for the rest of the season, and I quite like it. So I want more, please. I want to see what the adventures are with Dunk and Egg, and what are they gonna do. And I like this show. It's a nice little. It's different enough to be fresh, and I like it. And just a healthy dose of Westeros and what to do. So, and ironically, I'm wearing a
Yeah, you
hat.
are. Targaryen hat.
Yeah, it's for my boy. For my boy that doesn't have back of his head anymore. Anyway, spoilers. My hands feel like wood.
So fucking shit.
Yeah, I know. Annoying. But what wasn't annoying, the pit. It's getting really good. The conflict, the thing happened, and this is just the first momentum. It's just going to get more and more nuts and more crazy, and people are going to go bizarre. I think my bet's on certain number of people. I like the newcomers are sort of being more well established on their sort of roles within. You got people that you hate, and people say, "Oh, I kind of like it." I thought you were going to be annoying, but it's like, cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it now. So that's going to keep on going until my days off, which is cool. And so the pit's good. But me and the wife, out of, I don't know, it just came at a whim because we started watching Dumb and Dumber with the kids. And because it was about to go to bed, and we said, okay, we'll watch a little bit, and then the kids go to bed, and we watched the rest of it. And I found that this isn't the version that I'm used to. I think there's like maybe a director's cut that's on streaming, because there was a lot of scenes that I've never seen, and it was good. Haven't seen Dumb and Dumber in ages. And when we finished that, what came up was, another Jim Carrey thing. Is like Fun with Dick and Jane. It's like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while, and my wife hasn't seen it, so we watched that. You know what? That movie does hold up.
Okay.
Because it does establish where it is within real timeline. It takes place in I think it's like early 2000, and it came out in 2005. And I was watching it, and it's like, wow, this was a movie before the financial crisis, and it's all about essentially, if you remember Enron, that company that went tits up because the CEOs basically destroyed it and took all the money and just let employees hold the bag that had no pension, and they just went and they basically became destitute overnight. And so essentially that's what Dick and Jane was. It's actually a remake from a 1970s with Jane Fonda, which is kind of cool. And so essentially it's these well-to-do, but all their assets were in this company, and when that company went belly up, they had nothing. They didn't have any savings. They didn't. Everything was in the name. Their stocks were all with the company, and so they slowly became not financially viable, and so they were ends meet sort of thing. And then they decide, you know what, life of crime does pay. Which is kind of an interesting thing for an early 2000s, because usually the moral police would go, "Oh, you can't say crime is a good thing," and they did thread the needle for that. And I would recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's a good time capsule within its. It's got Jim Carrey. It's got Alec Baldwin.
Eric Baldwin
playing a bad guy before he became a bad guy. Anyway,
yep. Awkward. Yep.
So yeah, it's fun. It was a real fun movie. And
you do have fun with Dick and Jane.
yeah, a lot of fun with
A lot
Dick
of fun.
and Jay.
And Jay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that's basically it. Otherwise, I did see the Chevy Chase documentary, but I didn't particularly like it because it's a weird mesh of I didn't like it because it was trying to forgive him for what he did, but it's a weird bag because I knew of it because people were saying, "Oh, everyone knows that Chevy Chase is Chevy Chase," and they did explain what happened to him in Community, and people from Community didn't participate. So it's a lot of this. It's more of Chevy's side than the others, and I think it was just a mixed bag of old versus new sort of thing, and it was it was treading on the fact that they were trying to explain why Chevy was the state that he was in at that time, and there was a lot of hand wringing and trying to justify him saying the N-word. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird mixed bag, but I did enjoy the fact that it was I didn't know his previous stuff before SNL. I knew it was in National Lampoon and the Lemmings and all the way up. And yeah, bit of a weird one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. What about you, Kendall? Do you like weird shit? Let's get weird.
Yeah. Let's get weird. Yeah, I do like weird shit. But I didn't really watch any weird shit this week to talk about. I didn't actually watch much at all. In my last week off, surprisingly, considering I was not as busy, but I was busy doing other things, I guess, that weren't watching. But I the first thing I'll mention, of course, I watched a night of the Seven Kingdoms, or is it a Night of the Nine Kingdoms now? That was interesting to learn.
I'm sorry. What?
Apparently, there might actually be 9 realms of Westeros and not 7.
Okay, so this title is lying to us.
Yeah.
Well, the original title was Adventures with Duncan Egg.
Yeah.
But then they go, you know what? People don't know what this is, so we need something more
we gotta
similar.
make it. Yeah.
It's like welcome. It's like Welcome to Derry. They had to put it
in front of it.
At
least with this, they didn't put Game of Thrones and Night of the Seven Kingdoms in front of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
At least they didn't do that. But anyway, so that was a fun little thing. Yeah, it was definitely, like you said, Mike, it was a lower stakes episode compared to episode 5, which was a nice reprieve from the tragedy and the horrors. But it was really interesting to see the aftermath, because I was really looking forward to, like, what the fuck's gonna happen? Where do we go from here? Somebody pretty important kicked the bucket. I'm not gonna say who it is, but somebody pretty important kicked the bucket. And that, I was listening to a podcast deep dive on it, and it kind of really made me realize, like, when we started watching the show, we were like, oh, this is a small story. This is just about this is George R.R. Martin's version of A Knight's Tale that was actually written before A Knight's Tale was written, because timing of things coming out, but similar to that story. But it's about a guy who wants to be a knight and wants to do his dead master proud, and enter a tourney and do jousting and sword fighting and all that stuff, and he has a crush on a pretty lady as well, and she gets tangled up in the whole mess. So it's you can make the connections between Knight's Tale pretty strongly and vice versa, whatever. But you think it's just going to be this small little story, and then it turns like episode 5 changes everything, and you're like, oh no, this actually affects like the history of Westeros. Like this is a pivotal. This is like a fixed point. This is a fucking nexus point in the Westeros timeline. This first season, and
Dunk is a Nexus being.
Yeah, Dunk is a Nexus being. So that's wild. That it would become so important in that sense, because yeah, things may have been different, but then things might have been worse if certain things didn't happen. But no, I really liked the ending, and I really hope we get more of Lionel Baratheon, because he just has the best dialogue ever. Like some of the shit he was saying at the beginning of the episode was like, what did he say? Fuck off with you, like in this posh voice. Fuck off with you, and like, be gone, witch. Like just this shit he says. And I liked this line about like, come to Storm's End and I'll love you like a brother. And then Dunk's like, no. I'm like, well then I'll hate you like a brother if you don't come, which I thought was pretty fun. But yeah, I like him a lot as well, and he made some really interesting points about the situation that Dunk finds himself in. But yeah, but then things change again at the end of the episode, and I was crying at the end, because we get this beautiful ending shot of Dunk and Egg going off into there, and then the ghost of Sir Arlen, his master, just going off with the other horse to the left, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I saw someone compared it to fucking Paul Walker driving off the exit at the end of Fast 7.
Had to ruin it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to ruin it. No. R.I.P. Paul Walker. But yeah, anyway, that made me cry. I thought that was really beautiful. This is like the best thing to come out of, like, I think this is the best adaptation. Like, I loved, obviously, the original series up to a point. Some of the best episodes of television you'll ever watch are in the original Game of Thrones series. But like, in terms of just consistency so far, this show is just awesome, and it's a smaller stakes story, and like, well, I say that, but yes and no. It feels lower stakes. The world feels smaller because you're not jumping around from fucking Winterfell to King's Landing to the Reach to fucking wherever. You're just in this one spot with these characters that come from all of these different houses and kingdoms and stuff, and it's just really different for a Game of Thrones show, and I just really like that a lot. And I like Dunk and Egg, and I'm really excited to see where things go. And I just want to shout out Peter Claffey and Dexter Sol Ansel for playing the two of them, especially Dexter, young Dexter, child actor. That scene where he goes to confront his brother who's like half dead in bed, and he's got a knife, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. And then yeah, it was a beautiful scene because he ends up crying and not doing anything, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah, very talented. So yeah, I can't wait for more. It's probably going to be at least another year until we get season 2. But yeah, they are making a season 2 for sure, and it's a lower budget show because of the the minimal kind of approach to the Westeros world. So
no
maybe
dragons.
we will get it sooner. No drag. Yeah, exactly. It takes place in the timeline where the dragons are already all dead. So
how convenient.
How convenient. Yes. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, I loved it. Brilliant first season. Incredible. I love that lately, like, all the Breaking Bad fans keep getting pissed off by these new shows, heated rivalry, and now on Night of the Seven Kingdoms being like, don't you dare take Ozymandias away from us. It is the most highest rated episode.
Oh god, can we not?
Settle the fuck down. Yeah, settle the fuck down. Yeah.
And then meanwhile, like, was it anime fans are going, well, no, we're joining into the bandwagon because was it a Demon Slayer had like a high one or something?
Oh, I didn't hear that, but that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure there's some anime out there that have like 10 out of 10 episodes and no one talks about them.
No, it's going to be cheap.
It's just, yeah.
It makes me
Internet's
not
gonna
want to
internet.
watch Breaking Bad now.
Which
Put
makes
that-
me sad to hear, because...
Put that on my
so
list
good.
of Firefly.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
And there's no time for Firefly or Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. No time for Sopranos.
No time for... Oh, gosh. Anyway, so... Can't wait for season 2.
Golden
Bring
age
it
of
on.
television, my ass. More like golden shower.
Oh god. Anyway, the next thing I watched, of course, was The Pit.
Hey.
I'm up to date on The Pit as well. Yeah, great stuff. Mike, you said it all. You know, we've got our setup now for our big kind of game-changing event this season. I mean, who knows? Things are definitely going to escalate anyway from here. But like the fact that we're in this place where we're running the hospital without the use of computers, and just watching their watching Dr. Robbie like lead this team and go, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do this, and then fucking they all just kind of knew, and then Dana steps in eventually after she finishes dealing with her very important patient, and then comes in and just fucking nails everything. And I just love Dana so much. She has my whole heart. But yeah, so it's really cool to see that. And I think I know who you were talking about earlier, Mike, when you were like, I thought I wasn't going to like this character, now I do. You're talking about Joy? Yeah, because I'm the same. Because at the beginning of season 2, when we got our new interns introduced, we had Ogilvy and Joy. And I was like, and Joy's really standoffish and very, like, just, she has no social skills. I mean, the girl says she wants to go into pathology. I mean, like, you know, she doesn't want to be around people. She wants to be around corpses, and that's fine, and I support her. But she comes off very abrasive and unlikable, and a lot of the team bump up against her. And then I was kind of more leaning towards, Ogilvy's cool. Like, he's young. He's kind of got naive Huckleberry vibes from season 1 a little bit. But then as time went on, they've crossed. I like Joy now. Joy's fun, and the fact that she was able to photographically remember the entire like screen, like and just recall it, and so they could remember what patient which is in what room, what's their condition, what are their tests, who's their doctor, like blah. And she was just, the like when they would come back through the main hallway and like pass and see, and like, oh, she's still going, oh my god. That was cool.
That's such a character moment, because that explains why she's a bit standoffish, because that's how she studies. She knows everything because she's memorized it all, and she feels like it's easy now because I can rattle off this stuff. And but still, I was going, can we still double check it?
Yeah, maybe just because like I have a photographic memory for certain things myself, but I would never be able to recall anything to that detail. Like, that's insane. So kudos to Joy. And I really am starting to like her a lot. Ogilvy, on the other hand, the internet hates Ogilvy now because after Friday's episode, because and look, part of me thinks it's because obviously, like, a lot of these people in the show, their characters are of very high intelligence, so naturally they're going to kind of be presenting on some kind of autistic spectrum. Like, Mel's clearly got some kind of autism, and and I would say maybe Ogilvy and Joy do as well, because Ogilvy kind of like, he doesn't seem to get the social cues, and he just seems to want to be able to rattle off all his diagnoses and all of his like predictions and all of his knowledge and try and be the best intern. And I appreciate that and respect that. Like, he wants to impress. It's his first day in the ER. But then we get this patient that comes in who's obese and like the sweetest guy, like, oh my god. And, and everyone around him in the room is treating him with respect and dignity because, of course, he's just another patient. Doesn't matter what he looks like. He's in hospital. He's here for help. you're not supposed to say anything about how he looks or how heavy he is or anything like that. And Ogilvy's making comments about him, belonging in the zoo and blah blah, and then asking, and then some of those comments were definitely unwarranted. And then when later on, when he's like asking questions about how, why is he so heavy and blah blah blah, and then and they're all just like, slow your roll, dude, you don't need to know that. And from his perspective, he's saying, oh, I need to know this because I'm trying to understand my patients so I can treat them better. But this is why, one of the reasons I fucking love Dr. McKay, and she's just also excellent on this show, because she puts him in his place immediately, and it's just like, no, this is just another guy. This is just another patient for you to treat. You don't need to be thinking about what he looks like or how heavy he is. It's just about solving his situation, and then the fact that she's the only one that asks Langdon about how his first day is going and if he needs any help with the sobriety thing, because he said last week or the week before to Dana, I think he said something about how nobody's asked him, or nobody came to see him while he was off doing his rehab stuff. And so I love Dr. McKay as well. So there's a lot of really great characters on the show, and yeah, it's good, and it's just ramping up and up and up, and I can't wait for more.
I would like to give props to the writing as
Yes.
well, because there's one bit I thought, oh, that is making it more it's for this show is for the world, is when the weighing machine was on metric as well as imperial.
Oh, that was a good. That was amazing.
I was going, oh, it's on kilograms. Ha! That's for us.
Yeah, that's our machine.
so we don't have the calculations in our head.
Yeah.
It's like, that's for the other hemisphere.
Yeah, because it was a really clever way to show them, what range he's the heavy, okay, bad choice of words, but just the importance of how heavy he is, which is actually heavier than what he thought he was, which makes it harder for them to treat him. But then, yeah, to also show people that don't live in America and don't use pounds as a measurement, we can see, oh, that's how heavy the guy is, and that's what they're working with, because they explain in the show about how because he's so heavy and all of this weight to him, it's very hard to, because he needs surgery and they can't operate on him because of how much weight he has, and it's just holy fuck. And the fact that they had to take him to another hospital just to get a CT scan because the scanner would break under the weight of him. And I felt so bad for the guy too, because he kept apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry to put you guys out, to put you in this position, because I've done this to myself, and it breaks my heart. So yeah, but I hope he comes through. I really do. I'll be really sad if he dies, but who knows? We'll see. Anyone's fair game in the pit, I tell you what.
Including little baby Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, yeah. Oh, little Bubba. I hope she gets some good parents.
It's all right. She's just got a cold.
Yes, because if they kill a baby in the show, I don't know what I'll do.
I doubt that.
They're not going to kill. They killed a child in season 1. They're not going to kill a baby.
Yeah,
surely not.
It's a medical drama. You don't know.
You don't know, exactly right. Yeah, anything's possible. But anyway, speaking of medical dramas, because I've been so obsessed with the pit, and I've been watching a lot of videos online talking about how accurate the pit is, and then it keeps getting compared to a certain show that also starred a certain Noah Wiley, and that is, of course, ER. I've started watching ER.
Wasn't he in Fastgate as well?
No.
Or something?
No, Noah Wiley did. So after ER, he did two major franchises. He did The Librarians, which was a film and TV series. I think he was mostly in the films, not the show. but yeah, they weren't big budget anything. It was sort of like I think they're like it's like an archaeologic fantasy drama sort of style show. But I never watched it, but I just saw him on the cover and be like, ooh, he's pretty man. And then he's very pretty. And then he did Falling Skies, which was a sci-fi show that had like 4 seasons, I think. 4 or 5 seasons, and yeah, he was in that. So yeah, but anyway, ER is on HBO Max, all 15 seasons. And I'm not saying I'm committing to a 15 season thing. This is not Supernatural. Who knows?
I mean, you could be like us and just watch One Piece.
You got time.
Look, just be happy with the fact that I'm enjoying Freerun, okay? And I will let the anime floodgates slowly open,
Trickle.
after that. Trickle.
Let it be a trickle.
Let it be a trickle. It'll be a trickle. But I appreciate you saying you want me to join in the One Piece-ness because,
Join us.
I am getting a little bit of FOMO. But anyway, yeah. I just started watching the first season, of course, and I'm like 3 episodes in. The pilot episode was actually a movie-length pilot that they did, and I didn't even know William H. Macy was in ER, but he is in ER as like sort of a recurring guest star character. Yeah, and there's so many actors popping up from different things. Like, it's not just the main cast, because we all know Anthony Edwards and Juliana Margulies and George Clooney, of course. Not to mention Noah Wyle. But, there's so many guest stars and, like, little, like, side characters that keep popping up that I'm like, that's the guy from Speed. That's the mum from The Frighteners. That's this person from Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm like, I'm just fucking 90s actors everywhere. It's great. So I'm having a field day. And because of obviously the relation, Rosemary Clooney was just in an episode where she played a singer with Alzheimer's, and it was heartbreaking, but it was kind of beautiful as well. And I'm like, that's George Clooney's relative. I can't remember how they're related. I think she's his aunt, if memory serves. But anyway, they are related. We're related. She passed away like 20 years ago. But yeah, it's really cool. It's very different to The Pit in the fact that there is definitely... You get downtime. It's not go, go, go. Like, The Pit is fucking... You're on. You don't stop. ER, you actually get to see the doctors when they're taking their breaks, or, you see them trying to sleep in a dark room. And certain in-between meetings and things, so it's not just set at the hospital like The Pit is, so it's different in that way. And then the best part, I think, for me is in ER, Noah Wile's the intern, so he's learning all the ropes of how to be a doctor, and he got shown how to do an IV drip and couldn't find the vein, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is blowing my mind. But it kind of helps that he looks like such a fucking baby in this, because he was like in his early 20s, because this is just over 30 years ago this first started airing, and now of course but it's also cool because it's like, people just have mannerisms that just never change, and he's got mannerisms that Dr. Robbie has in The Pit now that he was doing in ER 30 years ago, and I'm like, my mind's blown. But anyway, so I'm having a lot of fun with that, watching that show. And I mean, I saw bits of it when I was a kid, but never really sat down and properly watched any of it. So yeah,
I was more
fun.
of an All Saints guy.
Oh, I watched All Saints. Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot more All Saints than ER. I liked All Saints a lot. That was good. That was a good Aussie drama, for sure. Yeah, when I was in high school, I liked it a lot. Yeah, that's all I've been watching. Just TV shows. No movies this week. Maybe next week. We'll see. But until then, it's time for the week that was in the nerdy news.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostess, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
Dead Space.
Okay. Yes, surely I'm on now. You keep telling. I'm like, I bet he's dancing too long just to mess with me. It's great. Hello everyone. Yes, it's nerdy news time. We've got a few things to talk about this week, starting with some Sony Marvel news, and apparently they just won't let this die. And I don't know why, but anyway. They're going to be rebooting the Marvel Sony Spider-Verse thing.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Why?
Yeah, why? The entire nerd population wants to know why. Yes, apparently, according to Sony Film CEO Tom Rothman, apologies. He was interviewed recently and he confirmed that there are plans to do a reboot. Basically, yeah, he didn't elaborate too much, but someone asked him, is the larger Spider-Verse dead? Not the animated stuff, the live action, and he said no. And then he confirmed Sony would go back to those films at some point. And he also affirmed that it would be a fresh reboot with new people. So they're going to try again.
This is the fourth time.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they need to do this.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't know, because it's just these movies are the butt of the joke now. Like, you know, like it's just, and I just, but for me, I hope they just serve as a reminder and as an example to Sony to be like, this is what we don't do. You know, we hire better writers, we hire better directors. You know, we make our actors, like, we get actors who give a shit about the material in a way that, you know, they're not just phoning it the fuck in, a la Dakota Johnson and Madam Web. But and you're not fucking, you know, disrespecting your audience by doing stupid reshoots and re-edits and making Ariana DeBose look like a fucking drone with just her lips moving. That is still the most offensive thing in a film I've ever fucking seen, and it really pisses me off that they actually did that. I'm like, you don't do that. That's disrespectful to her and to the audience. So yeah, they just need to fucking just get their shit together, sit down, plan a whole thing. If they want to connect these movies eventually and do sort of a mini MCU sort of situation, like, just do it right. Take your time. Don't rush it, you know? And then will come the money. You got to put, you know, to quote MJ the musical, effort goes in, like, quality goes in before the name goes on it. Like, you've got to fucking, you know, you got to do your time. Otherwise, you're going to get, you know, laughed out of the cinema again and feature on all the worst film lists. And they're wasting so much money as well. That's the other thing. It's like, why do you want to spend all this money? Like, these movies are going to cost a couple $100 million to make again, and you didn't recoup your, you know, you're still trying to recoup your losses from the last time you tried these movies. So it's just, I don't know, none of it makes sense to me. So I mean, I know Venom did well, and obviously we can't ignore Venom and say, you know, all of them were bad, but, like, you know, the Venom franchise overall was received very well, and you know, that's thanks to Tom Hardy, that's thanks to Ruben Fleischer and Andy Serkis, and, you know, people that actually gave a shit. That's how it comes across anyway. So I don't know. We don't need this at all, and I'm sure we can all agree with that sentiment. But it's happening regardless, and I don't know. At the end of the day, we want to watch good content. We want to watch good movies, and especially superhero comic book adaptations. Like, we want to enjoy them because, you know, there's been a decline of late. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who they cast. We'll see how they go. But I don't know. I'm not excited. Regardless.
I'm annoyed. Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't understand why they need to go this far. They've done it 3 times already. The Tom Holland era has been doing really well for them. I don't see why they need to do another reboot. Like, it just makes no sense. I get that I know that they're doing it because of the other movies that are in the franchise.
Well, I think that's more what they mean when they're saying they're rebooting. I don't think they're touching Tom Holland at all.
Right.
So I think, and I don't know if there's going to be another Spider-Man movie with him after Brand New Day. Like it remains to be seen how well that movie's going to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but because they've kind of loosely connected that to this, but it's very loose.
Yeah.
Because that's MCU, and they tried to sort of connect the MCU tissue with Morbius and with Venom 3 as well. So I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned when it comes to Spider-Man,
Right.
unless they do plan to end Tom Holland with Brand New Day, which I don't think they will, to be honest. But because those, like you said, Fulya, those films have been very successful for them. But I think it's more the villain stuff, like the anti-hero stuff that they're trying to do. I think that's more what they're talking about here.
Yeah. Look, I can understand why they want to do it, just because of how unsuccessful most of those movies have done. But it's just one of those things. Like, if you can't get it right the first time, why are you retrying?
Yeah. Why are you wasting all this money and resources?
Exactly. It just seems like a waste of money just to try again. Like, unless you can confirm like a crew of people that will do the franchise right, and they can do those movies well, like write them, direct them, and all that sort of stuff. Unless you can find those people, it's not going to be easy to do it all over again. It won't be, and it's gonna hit them the same way that these ones have hit them, but because of people being a bit more reluctant because of what happened in the past, they may be a bit more skeptical, cautious to see the new ones. So unless they can prove us right by giving us a crew of people that will be able to write these movies properly for their fan base and actually film it and direct it really well and give us a trailer that's promising enough that it's going to win us back, I don't know how well this is going to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna come down to all of that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're in agreement, Fulya. We are wholeheartedly in agreement. Mike, do you agree with us? What are your thoughts on this news that Sony's going to try again with their Sonyverse Marvel run?
I think it's a good thing. Especially if you own the rights of Spider-Man, and essentially his rogues gallery, because they need to keep something in production so they can keep it. That's basically the reason. So, no doubt they're going to reboot it. But it begs the question, how can you have a Spider-Man thing without Spider-Man? Surely Spider-Man is the going thing that people want to see. Venom sort of got away with it, even though it was sort of weird for not being... Because essentially Venom is... People describe Venom as a jaded lover to Spider-Man, where the symbiote took the form of Spider-Man first, and then basically falls in love of being Spider-Man. I keep on saying Superman. Spider-Man. And so basically got rid of him, and so therefore Symbiote got angry and now wants to, and if he can't have Spider-Man, no one can have Spider-Man, so I'm going to kill Spider-Man. So that's basically the thing.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Brock came in, and yeah, so essentially that's the thing. So it's Spider-Man 3-ish, adjacent. It depends on what it looks like. Depending on how Brand New Day goes, because I think Tom guy is part of the Avengers thing as well, so I think he is. I can't remember if his name was on the back of one of them chairs, and depending on what Secret Wars is going to be as well. So I don't know. It's all up in the air. I haven't seen, the only ones that I've seen are the Venom movies, and they were okay. The third one was lackluster and kind of weird that they did a remember the time when we were young sort of thing montage for 3 movies. And it just felt like, oh, this relationship has only been for like 3 years, so it had a weird ending. And depending on what going and apparently that's going to be forming an animated version of it because Tom Hardy's part of it, and it's weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably something that I'll probably put on the back burner as well to watch. So here's hoping it will be adequate. Not good, just adequate.
Yes.
So when is this coming out, Kendall?
Probably in like, I was gonna say probably like 4 or 5 years. Maybe we'll be in the throes of it. We'll see. All right, moving on to our next item in the news, and this is probably the biggest story of the week, and that is, of course, Paramount is the winner. Paramount is going to take ownership of Warner Brothers Discovery.
They outbid Netflix.
They outbid Netflix. Netflix had to say thanks but no thanks. They basically just said the transaction was always a nice to have at the right price, nice to have, not a must have at any price. So they just didn't want to pay as much as Paramount were willing to pay or more. So, yeah, it's a shame for some. It's because it's also just, I don't know if it's, I don't know. It's hard to think which is the lesser of two evils, because in either situation, I don't think it's really great, as I'm sure we'll all agree, that either of these companies should own something as big as Warner Brothers Discovery, given their catalog of everything that they own. But I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if Paramount is the worst of the two, only because of David Ellison's connections to the Trump administration and the way President Trump is getting himself involved in a lot of artists and art and creative affairs over the last 12 months. It's not been great. So I pity just in advance. I pity Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker when they have to make Rush Hour 4 because Trump demanded it. Because people are already starting to protest that movie, and I'm like, oh, good. That's going to be fun for everyone. But anyway,
Brad Ratner is going to direct.
I used to love him. Anyway. the world sucks sometimes. Yeah, this is happening. Yeah, so basically, we don't know what it's going to look like in terms of, internationally, in terms of the streamers, for example. So I'm guessing, Paramount Plus and HBO Max will probably merge into one big streamer at some point in the next year or two. So, which is probably good for Paramount Plus, considering apart from South Park and the Mission Impossible films and Star Trek, they don't really have a big deal of content. I mean, I suppose they've got. Do they have Yellowstone? I think they have Yellowstone, and like
Yeah, I think so.
1923 and all of the Taylor
Yeah.
Sheridan universe. So that's something that's going for them, definitely. But compared to HBO Max, who has, anything to do with Westeros,
hits.
anything to do
Yeah.
with DC superheroes, anything to
Yeah.
do with
Pit.
the Pit. Yeah, the Pit example. One of the biggest shows on
Some of the
TV at the moment.
sitcoms.
Yeah, it's they own Harry Potter, they own Lord of the Rings, like they own it's so much. So Paramount's really going to have a field day with this content, and we're getting closer and closer to just one giant amalgamation of, because like I remember being
Vought.
super excited when Disney bought Fox, because I was like, oh, this is great. This means the X-Men are gonna be in the MCU, and that's literally where my brain went. And now that I'm like 10 years older, I'm like, oh no,
This is bad.
that was
bad.
that was the precedent for this. So now we're here because of that, and oh man. Anyway,
What do you mean they're going to sit on some IP so no one can use it?
Yeah, it's all very worrisome, and I feel for the people who are gonna lose their jobs over this merger, because definitely
Hundreds of people.
a lot of really important creative people and wonderful people that have worked in the industry are gonna lose their jobs over this.
It's gonna
and
suck. Yeah,
that really sucks as well. So yeah, can't do nothing about it. All we can do is talk about it, and hopefully it plays out okay for everyone. It's not going to, but yeah.
honestly, I feel like Paramount, aside from the political standpoint, which is very unfortunate, Paramount, that, like you said, Kendall, doesn't really have a great deal of content on there. I tried it for about a month, and even I went on it for more of the Nickelodeon stuff. And
they've got Nickelodeon too.
They've got Nickelodeon on there. But like after a little while, I found myself not really using it as much, so I canceled it after that first month. The other thing I'll mention, like they do have a lot of the Star Trek shows on there too. And then you also got to account for all of the Paramount made movies that are going to either have been made by them or they're going to be making soon. And there are some upcoming movies that I'm kind of looking forward to that will be on Paramount Plus. Or it'll come to the cinema and then eventually it'll come to the Paramount Plus streaming service once it's done. So I guess in a way, them taking Warner Brothers, it's good and it's bad. Like it's going to have its pros and cons. It's good in the sense that they're going to, their catalog is going to expand. There's going to be a lot more to, consume on that particular service. Whether they're going to keep HBO Max separate from Paramount Plus, I don't know exactly, or whether they're going to add it on kind of like what Disney Plus has done with like Hulu and ESPN. If you pay for a certain amount, you'll be able to get everything. Because I know that, or they might do what maybe Amazon does and have like their specific like subscription service that you can buy within that particular streaming service. So I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I guess in a way, kind of looking at it on the positive side, it means they're going to have a lot more for people to choose from and to watch. I know that I've been looking at potentially getting a month of Paramount Plus just for certain like movies and maybe a show or two that I've been looking into watching, but just haven't really pulled the trigger on it yet. I'm just waiting for the right time for it, but I guess maybe I just wait a little longer and everything will end up merging over there. So who knows? But yeah, I guess it's just going to come down to once it all is settled, or the dust is settled, or the contracts have been signed and whatnot, and the merger's been done, then we'll know exactly what's going to happen then. But it's going to be a while before we find out about all that kind of detail. So I guess it's just more of a wait and see kind of situation now.
Yeah.
I am also, I'm kind of glad Netflix didn't get it because I'm already mad at them for increasing the prices on their subscription services.
Yeah.
If they had have won this bid and got Warner Brothers, they would have increased it so much more, and then my hatred would have increased as well. So,
so you just hate them a moderate amount now.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah.
With equal contempt.
Yes. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's how I
cool.
feel.
Good. Thanks for sharing all your thoughts, Fulya. Mike, what is your take on all this? How are you feeling about Paramount's acquisition?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. This definitely bummed me out for the whole day. Out of the lesser of two evils, I would have sided with Netflix. The way that Paramount, Skydance bought Paramount, and it was also part of their news division as well, so therefore CBS as well. So, and we all heard about the stuff with Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert getting rat fucked, and CBS News is run by someone who is suppressing some news items, so I'm not happy because they've not only with Warner Brothers is HBO, but it's also CNN as well. So there's going to be a lot of everything is owned by one person per se, and we mentioned Fox and Disney merger. That was that happened through the first administration by Trump. So monopoly deals will monopoly. Yep. Alice's father, big donor of Trump administration as well. So
yeah.
But who knows? Trump is too busy bombing a sovereign citizen and killing their leader. So who knows what's going to happen throughout the year. Even if this goes through, which
I think it will.
I think it will too.
I can't see it.
Through creatives, I'm seeing the writing on the wall that we're slowly seeing what Hollywood was during the 70s, where everything was stagnated. So therefore, a lot of indie stuff will rise to the top because people will not tolerate this. You kind of see stuff like this happening now, especially with Markiplier's Iron Lung, and how that was grassroots, and he had a following, but still he was up against a lot of big companies as well. I mean, the biggest one was Send Help, and that's a Disney thing, so he was up against Disney as well. So and what things so my bet is people are probably going to be more swayed towards some newer stuff. I mean, it's going to be that sort of thing, I'm hoping. And sure, people, they're going to sit on some IPs. There's a lot of stuff that I like The Pit, Welcome to Derry. They've now acquired Mad Max, so that's probably going to be in the it's going to be in the vault for a while. So, and we're not going to see much of that happening. But you know what? If this gets me to be more creative and actually do my own shit, because we've all got phones, they're all 4K, 60 frames a second. We can make our own shit. And a lot of people are watching, if a lot more people are watching YouTube than traditional entertainment. So the way things are going, I think this is going to be more. What's the new stuff going to be? Then harking back to the old stuff and even rebooted stuff. Nowadays, I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter, and this new series is coming out. What is that going to be looking like?
Yeah.
Because we've got to see what the future of these franchises are going to be. I mean, hopefully, we're hoping all the stuff that we like now is going to still be there. I mean, I still like this show. From Game of Thrones and how that's going to be. I mean, if that's going to be the main cash cow and everything else is going to fall down the wayside, I was like, you can sort of see it with the Looney Tunes stuff as well. They make stuff, but they're not going to put it through. Yeah, because now you got Looney Tunes used to be competing with like Cartoon Network or Boomerang now, and how that was going to go, how that was fighting each other. Now they're part of the same thing. So, oh, cool, we got multiverse stuff. It's like, no. One thing is going to be more popular than the other, and the other thing's not going to be like treated fairly. We see that with the Muppet Show. We get little crumbs of the Muppets every now and again, but we don't have like anything substantial. And like that's why I'm hoping for this new Muppet stuff, just to keep it fresh. And even my kids are sort of going, "Oh, I know that guy." It's all to do with brand recognition. So yeah, I'll be making my own stuff. Screw it. I'm not watching. The only thing I'll be watching is One Piece, because that's never going to end. It's never going to end. Never going to end. I'll end before One Piece does. And Doctor Who, in more ways than one. Anyway. Yeah, so I am very cynical when it comes to this. I know that. I need to be happy and cheery. What's the silver lining? I'll make my own stuff. That's my silver lining.
There you go.
What about you?
Okay. Cool. Well, those are thoughts on that pile of steaming shit. Next up in the news, some cool things to talk about, some casting stuff. First off, we have the announcement that Winona Ryder is joining Wednesday season 3. Because it just feels natural at this point. She's done with Stranger Things, and she's a free agent looking for another project, and hilariously still with Netflix. But yeah, it's great. Tim Burton obviously produces, makes Wednesday for Netflix, and it's been pretty successful so far, and yeah. And I can't wait to see who she plays. We don't know who she's playing yet. They haven't said anything.
She's playing the auntie at the end that's in the asylum.
No, that's Eva Green.
Is it? I thought
They said Eva Green is playing Ophelia, Wednesday's aunt.
Yeah, okay.
Morticia's sister. Yes, they've already announced that. Sorry to burst your bubble there.
I'm not watching it anyway.
No, okay.
I'm done.
Actually?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. You didn't like
It's
season 2
Riverdale
that
for me.
It's Riverdale.
It's like, I don't care anymore.
Well, I thought this was cool. Anyway, I alone will enjoy
You will.
Winona Ryder
You're allowed.
on
You
Wednesday.
may.
Thank you. Look, I definitely like season 1 more than season 2. Yes, I will admit that. Season 1 was definitely stronger. But
All my gripes with season 1, they put into season 2. They didn't learn.
They didn't learn. But anyway, yeah. I'm always here for Winona Ryder showing up in a Tim Burton project, so this is pretty great, I think. I'm guessing I don't need to throw to anyone for their thoughts. Mike, do you have anything to say about this that you haven't said already?
No, I'm bored.
Okay.
Doesn't interest me. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay.
I'll watch Firefly before I watch season 3 of Wednesday.
Perfect.
Silver lining.
It's a promise. Yeah, it's a silver lining. Exactly. We're all about silver linings here. All right, let's move on to our optimism, to our next bit of news then, which I'm sure Mike is a bit more excited about. And that is, of course, news regarding Ryan Coogler's upcoming reboot, retelling, reimagining of The X-Files. And they've just cast Danielle Deadwyler in one of the lead roles, so she's probably going to be playing the Scully type character, unless they're gender swapping and making a female Mulder and a male Scully. We don't even know if they're doing Mulder and Scully. I no idea. But the other cool thing about it is that the show has gotten a pilot order, so that means they're going to actually film a pilot for this and see if it gets picked up to series after that. But it's really exciting to see that this is happening because, you know, obviously Ryan Coogler is an incredibly talented person and is cleaning up with sinners at award shows across the planet at the moment. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with the X-Files, because I remember when this was announced like a year or two ago, I thought that is such an interesting combination, and I'm fascinated, and yeah, I can't wait to see what he does. And I haven't seen Danielle Deadwyler in too many things. She was in that Netflix movie Carry On with Taron Egerton last year. That was pretty cool. She was good in that. And she was in a couple episodes of Watchmen a few years ago as well. So yeah, she's kind of up and coming. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what she does with this and what this tale is going to be telling. Yeah, it kind of sounds like, from a description, according to Deadline, it does kind of sound it will follow the original formula a bit. It says 2 highly decorated but vastly different FBI agents will form an unlikely bond when they are assigned to a long-shuttered division devoted to cases involving unexplained phenomena. So yeah, it looks like they're definitely kind of going to do sort of a reimagining of Scully and Mulder. So bring it on. Bring it on. Mike, are you excited about this? Does this take your fancy?
Yeah, it got me interested. I did like sort of similar, but you know, when Jordan Peterson did
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, what am I yeah, not him. I got politics on the brain. Too much politics. Yeah, Jordan Peele did the Twilight Zone, and not Twilight. That's something else. Something bad. Anyway, whatever.
I'm not
yeah,
buying
and
it.
I actually. Oh yeah. And I didn't mind. What? Stop it.
Go on.
Okay, I will. And I didn't mind that adaptation when it came to that. It had little Easter eggs on previous, like the Rod Sterling sort of stuff, as well as adaptations of famous famous stories, and also stories itself. But definitely through the African American sort of eye of America. and I can definitely see that the same as the Ryan Coogler X-Files. I didn't really tackle X-Files as a kid or anything, but this week, and I forgot to mention, but it was deliberate because I'm going to say it now. Me and the wife actually saw the first episode of X-Files.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and yeah, in its early 90s cheese, I really enjoyed it.
It's cool.
Yeah. The first episode, because recently bias, it definitely gave me Silence of the Lamb vibes, especially especially being introduced to Jodie Foster as Scolder and Molly, and you know. It's a good thing, a cynic and a believer trying to cohabit the wonderful world of mysticism and stuff. It was definitely good. And will I continue with it? Possibly. It's definitely something that is been on my list to actually sit down and watch because there is a couple of series, a couple of movies, and was a continuation series. So probably after One Piece, I'll tackle something as big as this, maybe later down the track. But who knows? As I said, Breaking Bad and Firefly and insert running joke here. Is it a joke? I don't know. Yeah, I really enjoyed Sinners. And it's well deserved. Its accolades, because I'm not a big fan of like vampire stories. I just thought, I've seen one, I've seen them all. There's only a couple that sort of changed the dynamic that it made me interested, and definitely Sinners was different enough to actually got me to enjoy it. I mean, there's no sparkly vampires here in the sunlight. Speaking of Twilight. Wow, everything's connected. It's all connected! Anyway.
It's
back to you.
all connected. Yes. Back to me. Okay, so our last bit of news. As I mentioned a little earlier, award season is happening. We're in the middle of award season. The SAG Awards, now known as the ACTR Awards, are going to happen tomorrow, and
American actors.
The American actors,
because we are Australian actors,
not the Australian actors. No, those have already happened. But no, the best of the Brits, the BAFTAs, happened last week, the beginning of the week, I'm standing by my belief that One Battle After Another is going to win Best Picture at the Oscars in 2 weeks. It won, I think that 6 or 7 BAFTA awards. Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson, Best Supporting Actor for Sean Penn, Adapted Screenplay, Cinematography, Editing, and Best Film. So it won 6. So it was the big winner of the night. Sinners won 3 awards. One for Original Screenplay and Original Score. And for Supporting Actress for Wunmi Masaku. Shout out to Wunmi for being a winner here, and her speech was lovely, and it's always nice to see someone from the Loki family succeed. I have a soft spot for her for that reason. Yes, make a face, Mike. Make a face. Frankenstein won 3 awards for makeup and hair, for costume, and for production design, which is really, really well deserved. Hamnet won Best British Film, along with Jessie Buckley winning for Best Actress. She's also going to win an Oscar in 2 weeks because she's winning this award everywhere she goes. But for me, the highlight of the BAFTAs was the big surprise, because an actor that I've been following the last couple of years, his name is Robert Aramayo. He plays Elrond in the Rings of Power, and he won Best Actor. He beat Leonardo DiCaprio. He beat Timothy Chalamet. This incredible roster of fine actors whose names are etched into the walls of every household. And for a British actor winning for a British film where it's based on a true story. It's called I Swear, and it's about a guy with Tourette's syndrome, and dealing with that. And by all accounts, like I haven't, the film hasn't come out here in Australia. It comes out next month, I think. And I can't wait to see it. But by all accounts, Rob gives an incredible performance. So his win is incredibly valid. But his reaction to the win was just so insane, and his speech was just brilliant. He kept saying over and over, like, I don't believe this is happening. How is this happening? Kind of thing. Like, he points at Leonardo DiCaprio and like, how did I just beat you, essentially, to get this award? But then my favorite part of his speech was when Ethan Hawke was nominated in the same category for his role in Blue Moon, and he told this really nice story about how, because apparently I didn't even know this, Rob studied at Juilliard, and Ethan Hawke came and gave a talk one day about his life as an actor, and his advice and his tips and his tricks for navigating that as a career. And Rob looked at him from the stage and said, I've been living by what you said all those years ago, so thank you so much. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but like that's essentially the vibe. And I was like, oh my god, what a moment to kind of, I just thought it was really sweet. And then he also won the Rising Star Award, the BAFTA Rising Star, which was voted for by the public, which is really cool. So I was very happy to see Robert Aramayo win. It was very, very nice. But yeah, so the BAFTAs were really cool. Lots of good wins, lots of good times. And oh yeah, and Marty Supreme broke a record you don't want to break, because Timothy Chalamet was the favorite and he did not win. It meant that Marty Supreme broke the record for most BAFTA nominations for a film without winning a single one, which is not a good record to have.
Yikes.
Yeah, they were nominated in 11 different categories and they didn't win
I noticed they were. I saw that name come up quite a bit, and then I was like, huh, no wins. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely mental. Yeah, so, but Timmy's gonna win the Oscar. Sadly, Robert Aramayo is not nominated for the Oscar, but Timothy Chalamet will have his hand in some gold in a couple of weeks' time. I'm very sure of it. Fulya, do you have any thoughts on the BAFTAs? Any of the winners, or any of the movies standing out for you?
Honestly, not really. I've not really watched any of these movies. They don't, and a lot of them don't really ring a bell for me either. So congratulations to all the winners, I guess, and to the nominees. Big shout out to One Battle After Another. They got quite a lot of nominations and quite a lot of wins as well. And then I looked into it. I'm like, yeah, it's not a Fulya movie.
It's really good. Like, you would, from a cinematographer point of view, from a filmmaking point of view, I think you would really appreciate it for that. But yeah, it's definitely not a you film. Like, it's not.
No.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's pretty heavy, the subject matter. I mean, there's moments of comedy in there. Like, there's like Sean Penn. I'm glad he won an award for this role because it's just insane. The character he plays in this film is just, yeah, you kind of love to hate him. He's just this awful person, but he's like really just pathetic at the same time. So you're laughing at him a lot, and yeah. So some of the humor you might like, I don't know, but yeah, the subject matter is it's a very political film and very yeah, a lot of violence in there as well. So yeah.
I want to also mention, and I don't know if whoever's writing them up on the website maybe wrote it wrong. Zootropolis too.
Correct. It is. That is what Zootopia is called in the UK. Zootropolis.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
never mind.
Go figure. I don't know why. But yeah.
Oh
Zootropolis.
my gosh. No, it's okay. So IMDb also has changed it because in a small it's actually Zootropolis 2, but with the subtitle, original title was Zootopia 2.
Okay.
Why would they change it if the first one's called Zootopia?
I'm pretty sure it's still called.
It should still be Zootopia.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway.
Regions and copyrighted things.
So
Yeah,
weird.
I've just googled it, and it's just it literally is just in the UK and Europe. The movies are just known as Zootropolis 1 and 2. And then there's also trademark issues. Apparently a Danish zoo holds the rights to the name Zootopia. So that's another reason why it has a different name in Europe. But yeah, in the US, in Australia, New Zealand, it's Zootopia. Yeah.
The proper countries.
Well, well, congratulations to Zootopia then.
Yes.
Zootopia 2. I still haven't seen the second film,
Yeah.
but I will at some point will watch it because I did enjoy the first one. So
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, I'll eventually watch the second one as well. We'll see.
In Germany, apparently, it's called Zoomania.
Zoomania.
Zoomania. Yeah.
I might ask my German friend.
Have you seen Zoomania too?
Yeah.
Das ist gut, yeah.
Yeah. And then his American wife will be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah. What is this Zoomania you speak of? I've never seen it, nor have I experienced it.
Yep.
Yeah. Great. Cool. Mike, I'm guessing you have little to no thoughts on the BAFTAs, but do you have anything you wanted to comment on in regards to
I'm done. I don't. I'm done.
Okay, great. Fabulous. Thank you both for your appreciation of my obsession with awards season. All right. Let's move on to our next segment, which is, of course, rolling on up to the trailer park.
Trailer park.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Hee-ha.
Okay, it's trailer park time. Really cool trailer to kick things off this week, and that is, of course, our second trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, specifically. Yeah, this is a cool trailer. Yeah, the hype for the film is growing. I think it's going to be better than the first one, if I'm honest, just based on the promos. Otherwise, whoever's doing the promos is doing a great job, if that's not the case. But this trailer really seems to frame Johnny Cage as the main character, or at least the character that kind of brings us back into the world of Mortal Kombat, I think. Yeah, I kind of like the angle of him as this, and we kind of have gotten this from the promo before, but like him as this aging action film star that's past his heyday, and then he gets brought into Mortal Kombat and gets a chance to kind of be the hero he never thought he could be, kind of thing. Like, you know, he gets a renaissance, if you will, in that respect. But then, of course, you know, he's just a dude, and and everybody else around him is like fucking just got superpowers. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to see how it all goes. I love Carl Urban. He's so good. He can do no wrong in my eyes, as far as his acting choices go. And yeah, I think he's just gonna be so much fun to watch in the role. Yeah, and there was a lot of great looks at so many of the classic Mortal Kombat characters here in action. Lots of really cool fight sequences and staging going on. A lot of the new like arenas. I don't know, what do you call them? Like locations for these epic fights look pretty cool. I am a little concerned that it might be a green screen city going on, like some of the vibes. At one point I was like, ooh, that's pretty, and then the next shot I was like, oh, I don't know about that. So I'm wondering how the visual effects are going to go. But I mean, the first film had pretty good visual effects, and to be honest, this film does look like it has very impressive effects going for it too. So it's going to be a trip to the cinema for sure to check this one out. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Leave your brain at the door, have your popcorn, and watch a bunch of crazy superpowered people punch each other to death and scream, "Finish him!" and "Get over here!" and all the
Fatality.
This movie, like this, what was great about the first one, it knew its audience. It knew its cheesiness and campiness, and it didn't try and hide it. It lent into it, and it fucking worked. So I'm here for it.
And also, it was COVID, and there was nothing else on.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah, that was like one of the big COVID era cinema movies, wasn't it, in 2021? Yeah, Jesus, the dark.
Nobody wanted to go. Everybody had to be separated from everybody. And...
yeah, we couldn't sit near. We couldn't sit next to each other. Oh God, what a time that was. I miss it and I don't miss it. Anyway, Fulya, tell us your thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2. This trailer looks pretty good. What do you reckon?
I've watched the first one, and even though there's a lot of gore happening, a lot of decapitations and whatnot, I still managed to get through it, and I still enjoyed it for what it was. So I'll probably watch... no, I don't enjoy the gore. I still covered my eyes a lot of the times when that stuff was... when I saw it coming, I was like, okay, time to cover the eyes. I don't want to see this. But I'm still gonna watch number 2. It should be interesting. Again, it's more of a just kind of a leave your brain at the door action movie, even though they feel like they need to drop some form of lore and story into it, just to sort of tie it all together, I suppose. We'll see how that goes. I feel like they're trying to be a bit more serious for this one compared to the first one. And then, yeah, I guess just go in and have fun with it. Just enjoy it with some popcorn, like you said, Kendall. Yeah, look, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm still gonna... when the gory stuff happens, eyes are being covered. So even though that didn't happen while I was playing the games, but that's a different story. Gaming and watching it happen without your control is a completely different story.
No, you can only remove someone's spine if you do it fully. That's
exactly. Right. It needs to be pixelated art form, and it's fine.
Yes. Brilliant. Well, thank you for your thoughts. I'm very glad to hear that you're going to give it a go. That is wonderful. Mike, what about you? I'm sure this is a date night movie for you and the wife.
Yes, it's very much like a date night. Yeah, she's a big fan of Mortal Kombat. Since a kid, been playing it. I don't play fighting games. I just button smash.
That's how I grew up playing them too.
Yeah. Super Smash Brothers was my friend because I just go... Psst, psst. And I also cheat because I also go Meta Knight as well. I can fly. I don't know how to triple jump. Yeah, and the first one was a nice little self-contained story with a new character that we don't see in this one, unfortunately. I think he'll be the first death. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was. He's not in. He's like not in the trailer at all that I could see. I'm like, okay, bye,
Who cares?
bye, I guess.
No
So
one
much for all
cares.
that character building and backstory.
Ah,
I care.
consistency? Not in this.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess.
Kato does come back from the dead. So,
Yeah,
so
Jesus.
no consistency.
No, none.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's also filmed in Australia, so there you go. It's
Exactly. Shout out to the Australian film industry. Absolutely.
Screen Australia.
Screen Australia.
Give me money and I'll do stuff.
Yeah, it's a sponsorship, isn't it? We just mentioned you on the podcast. Now you give us
Yeah.
money.
Stop doing stupid stuff.
Oh boy.
That no one watches. Yeah, so definitely a date night. I love the fact that in the trailer, it's all through Johnny's eyes. So therefore, the second Mortal Kombat movie is a retelling of the original movie. If you've seen it.
No, I haven't. My partner wants to do a watch like marathon because he hasn't seen the previous movie to this, but he's seen the '90s ones. As bad as they are, apparently. And he wants me to see. He wants me to see the '90s ones before we do the reboot, and then we'll go to the movies and watch number 2 together.
First one had a je ne sais quoi. It had a charm to it.
Je ne sais quoi.
And the second one was just, well, the first one was popular, so they need to quickly do another one without the original cast. Majority. I think there's like one person that came back, so skip the second one. You don't need it. Yeah, so we're going to watch it, and that's when, Kendall.
Yes.
When are
Mortal Kombat 2?
going to be watching it in different areas, postcodes?
Yes, because we're distancing and staying within our 5K radius because, oh my god, I'm having war flashbacks. Mortal Kombat 2 will be...
It's not a Mortal Kombat movie without social distancing.
Yeah. 7th of May, people. 7th of May. That's when it's dropping.
It's gonna be May.
The day before my birthday. So that's a nice little...
It'll be on our birth. Is it... Sorry, your birthday in the States, but the day
It's
before.
my birthday in the States. So May the 8th in the States, the Friday, is when they're getting it. And then we get it the day before because movies come out here on Thursdays in Australia. Because not only are we in the future, but we get things early. So...
A day early.
Figure that one out. Yeah. Just reminds me of when I saw Spider-Man Far From Home in America, and it was like nearly 2 full days after, and I saw it on opening day in America, and all my friends back home had already seen it, and I'm like, don't tell me spoilers!
We'll spoil you.
Fuck you!
Hey, that was me when I was in Canada to watch the Super Mario movie.
Yeah, true.
Canada.
All right, we've only got one more trailer to discuss, Light Trailer Park, this week. And this trailer is for a film called The Christophers. This is a British film starring the wonderful, the legendary Sir Ian McKellen and the very, very talented Michaela Cole. And it's a movie about art and I was trying to watch this trailer and figure out what was going on, and I've just had to read the description to kind of get the gist, because at first I was like, wait, is she going there to create forgeries to like make money somehow, and then things change and they become buddies or whatever? But then yeah, it's basically what it is. I interpreted it almost correctly. The description on IMDb of this reads: the children of a once famous artist hire a forger to complete some unfinished long ago abandoned canvases, so they'll have an inheritance when he dies. So not the best kids.
We need the
in this-
money.
yeah. In this trailer, those kids are portrayed by
James Corden.
Yes, James Corden. Thank you. Sorry, I was gonna. I couldn't think of what the other one was in. So Jessica Gunning is the other kid. The other one, and she was the one that got famous for was it Baby Reindeer? Is that what it was called? Yeah, Baby Reindeer. Yes, Baby Reindeer. That was the show that kind of blew her to superstardom outside of the UK. She won a lot of awards for that. So that's my brain was trying to remember the name of the show, and I was like, what reindeer was it? And then I was going to say James Corden, but anyway, I digress. Yes, Jessica Gunning and James Corden are playing these children, and yeah, I'm curious to see this film. I don't know if I'll go to the cinemas to see it, but it looks like a lovely, intimate piece, about art and about these two people, meeting under strange circumstances, and then, yeah, maybe a bond does develop, and maybe I'm wondering if in the film maybe he decides to finish some of these pieces, because it does look like in the trailer that she kind of comes clean about what she's doing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it was an interesting trailer, to be sure. But yeah, it looks good, and I'm so used to seeing Ian McKellen playing Gandalf or Magneto that every time I see him in something else, I'm like, I can't unsee it, or unhear it. Especially his voice is so iconic. But I would love to watch this just to see him in a film that I've, a type of film role that I haven't really seen him do. So, and I need to watch more of Michaela Cole's stuff because she seems to be really cool. And she was in Black Panther too. She played one of the Dora Milaje in Black Panther.
I was going to say her face looks very familiar.
Yeah,
Pick it.
Couldn't pick it. Yeah. She was one of Okoye's buddies in the second film. Yeah. Fulya, what were your thoughts on the trailer for the Christophers?
I actually liked it. It's definitely very different to a lot of movies that I have seen in the past. I've watched Sarah McKellen in a sitcom that's on Prime Video at the moment, although I don't think I've finished watching it, but he is hilarious. He's so good. He's so funny. And it'll be, yeah, like you, I feel like it'll be interesting to see him in this kind of more of a dramatized film. And the fact that his character is this old artist that has not been able to finish off these paintings that are known as the Christophers, that now the children of his character were like, he needs to finish it, otherwise we're not going to get any money out of it when he dies. And it's also like the premise of this movie is just kind of low-key fascinating, because they're getting a forger not necessarily to steal the work, but more so to just figure out how he made the previous paintings to then continue on and finish the rest of them, if that makes sense. Like that's the main reason why they've got this forger. And I'm thinking to myself, but what does the forger get out of all this? Like, is she going to be getting paid for this gig? Because then we sort of see her get to know Ian McKellen's character a bit more, and him as an artist, trying to figure out the way he painted and why he painted and all that sort of stuff. So she really delves into his life a little bit as well. So yeah, no, I'd actually like to see this movie, to be honest. I would like to see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mike, what about you? What did you think of the Christophers?
Sort of out of the ordinary stuff that we have seen. But definitely an artsy sort of style, and the cinematography looks beautiful, because considering you are doing a story that involves like artists and the difference between what is an original piece of art, but you have a forger who does restoration as well. So you actually are copying things, and she's put into a scenario that she needs to create as well. So I kind of like the that juxtaposition of new and old, and making something out of something that's not even there. I kind of like that sort of aspect. And yeah, James Gordon, whatever. But having a look at the director's filmography, it's like this looks really not nice, and I wonder what he's done. And it did color me shocked, because he did the first Magic Mike, and he also did Magic Mike Last Dance. He also did Ocean's 12, Aaron Brockovich, and it's like, wow.
Yes, Steven Soderbergh has definitely had like the most versatile, varied career of any director working today, I would say.
Yeah, considering with directors, they you know, he's got like certain directors like have got a certain technique, got a certain, it's like, that's clearly that person. I did not pick it. It's like, wow, you for doing an artsy film, it's sort of he's sort of stretched out and did something else. I kind of like that thing. It's like, that's cool. That's really cool. And it's sort of more of a contained sort of movie, only dealing with a small cast, but with a big idea. I kind of like it. So I would probably go watch this. It looks really interesting. And when is that? Time, Kendall? What is
Yes.
what when?
When?
Yeah.
The Christophers unfortunately doesn't have an Australian release date at the moment. But in the States it's coming out on the 10th of April. So hopefully we get it soonish based on that, but who knows? You might have to rent it digitally at home, or wait for it to be on a streamer, unless it does get a theatrical run here. Who knows? Hopefully it does, so you guys can go check it out on the big screen.
I think it might go to an art house, you know.
Yeah, I could see it going to like a Palace Cinema or a Classic Cinema here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Readings. So, yeah. Cool. That's Trailer Park, which means it's time for the moment. The section. The wibbly.
Me.
The wobbly.
More.
The timey and the wimey. It's time for
Popcorn culture.
Talking Who. Hey, we're talking Who for the first time this year. And it won't be the last time we're talking Who.
That's right, it's Doctor Who, Talking Who. We're going to be discussing Series 7, Episode 7, The Bells of St. John.
If we want to be technical, it's 7B.
Yes, because there is definitely a difference between the first half of Series 7 and this half of Series 7, because there's different companions and a different TARDIS. It's all happening.
And it's the first of the year of 2013. It's the anniversary year.
Ah, yes, of course. The 50th anniversary. It's coming. It's coming.
It's almost 20 years old.
Shut up. Okay.
Time.
So, yes. Cool. So, overall thoughts on this episode. This is the first official modern day, present day London outing for Clara Oswald as the companion, I guess. So it was cool to kind of see her and, you know, get a feel for what she's going to be like going forward. I'm really fascinated by the Doctor's fascination with Oswin, Clara Oswin Oswald, now Clara Oswald. These different iterations of her, and I look forward to finding out what that means, if it means anything at all. Because the Doctor doesn't usually tend to spend all this time on digging into things if it means nothing. But then again, he probably would too, because he's a Time Lord and he has a lot of time to kind of do that. As he so frequently points out in this episode, the time doesn't really bother him at all. But yeah, I like Clara in this episode. I like the Doctor, especially in this episode, a lot. He was making me laugh constantly. I want Matt Smith to be my favorite Doctor, but then I think of David Tennant, and then I think of Christopher Eccleston. I'm just like, how? I'm just
That's
like, I just
only
need to tell
3.
I know, and that's only 3 Doctors, and I just need to tell myself, I just love the character. I just love the character, and every actor is portraying this character in such a freaking good way. Like, the fact that this is like Matt Smith's big role in terms of like announcing him to the world, and he does it this exquisitely, like a guy who's been performing his entire life, which, I mean, prior to this he probably had been studying acting and doing acting since he was a kid, I imagine. But like, this was his like, hello everyone, I'm here and I'm awesome, and god damn it, sir, you are. And I liked him here. And I love to see a surprise British actress pop up from time to time in this show. Celia Imrie is here playing the antagonist in this episode. She was really cool as well. And just the idea of like, Wi-Fi as the enemy, Wi-Fi as evil, and it's kind of, it's like it's almost a Black Mirror episode, let's be honest. Like, this is something Black Mirror would do, except put a super sinister, dark, spin on it. Instead of people being trapped in screens, it would be something a lot more horrific that Fulya would definitely never watch. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed watching this one. How about you, Fulya? How did you go rewatching this episode?
Completely forgot about the robots that turned their heads around and had a hollow back.
Yikes.
Creepy AF. But it was a good a good reminder of what this episode was about. I enjoyed it for what it was. Probably not one of my favorite episodes from this season. But also, I don't know, like, I'm starting to realize why Clara wasn't one of my favorite companions. But I guess that just means that Jenna Coleman's just playing that character very well. Or maybe the writing's not the greatest. I don't know. But yeah, it's just interesting that this particular episode goes from Matt Smith's Doctor being a monk for a while to then all of a sudden being like, poof, okay, I'm here. Where's Clara? We're in, present day London. He was tech support for a little bit because she couldn't figure out the internet. Because how difficult can that be? But yeah, the premise of this particular episode was interesting in the way that they're using the internet against the human race. People who don't understand the internet, who don't understand technology, just go out of their way to, there's no internet. All right, this one seems to be working. Let's just click this one. That's a big no-no. Big no-no. So yeah, it was fun for what it was.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. What about you, Mike? Where does this episode sit for you in terms of a rewatch? In terms of, I know this, you've said before that this is sort of the era where you were tuning out of Doctor Who a little bit. Did the changing of the companions bring you back in at the time, or were you still a bit like, I'll watch it eventually sort of thing?
Sort of watching it eventually, but also I was sort of gearing up because it is the 50th anniversary year. But I have forgotten like key details on different stuff. Like I forgot what the main bad guy was. I thought like going through the episodes, like I can't remember who it was. Was it because this definitely felt like a sort of Cyberman sort of story? And I was like, but no, it's not Cyberman because that's spoiler alert later on. But
They always come back.
They always come back like cockroaches, like technology, like tech,
like the
technologies. Yes, always got the mainstay. Yeah. So I actually did forgot key elements, and thank goodness I did, because it got me into a new, fresh ideas. And I'm also watching this like 13 years ahead of where we are now when it comes to technology. And yeah, it definitely felt like a Black Mirror episode, but it definitely, this episode I kind of like because it was gearing up for what happens in later life. Like, people are more than happy and willing to give their information to the internet, and like tracking your very like existence on this sort of new and weird, wonderful, like where we are now with social media. I'm trying to dial back my digital footprint, and I don't like the fact that like companies know my metadata and sort of targeting me with like pinpoint accuracy of like ads as well. It's like, shut up. I know I'm looking for like good ideas for doing gardening. Stop giving me all this stuff about gardening. But because they can hear. Yeah, so I kind of like that fact that this episode does like test of time sort of thing. Does get interesting with age and how it's sort of really timeless, but also an era of its time. Like, it's kind of weird that modern people like Clara was confused on the internet. It's like, what is the internet? How does the internet work? Like, that sort of surprised me. It's like, wow, was this what people were like in 2013? Because I was constantly on the internet because 2013. I was knee deep in Facebook. I was trying to get like spoilers for like Doctor Who, because I was enjoying it at the fact that it's like, okay, what's happening and what's the buzz around? I mean, this is where forum chats were big. Tumblr.
Oh,
But
yes.
I wasn't on Tumblr. But I knew that Doctor Who was making waves on Tumblr. It's like, I don't like my series being co-opted by these people from Tumblr. Bleh. I was young and stupid. Yeah, so I did like this episode. It was a good fresh start of the year, and also a lot of new stuff, like new companion, new second costume for the 11th Doctor. We should talk about that as well.
Yes, we should.
And also a continuation of a villain as well, which is quite interesting.
Indeed.
So I out of all, I do rank it high. with my rewatching, and it's like this was a pretty good one. I mean, the ex machina of the bike. I mean, it can it can repel gravity. I was like, yeah, But the visual, I think they got the visual of him riding a bike through London, as well as riding out on the side of a building. I think they got that idea. It's like, okay, let's work backwards. How do we implement this?
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Good.
It's a good outing.
Excellent. It is a good outing. It's a bit of a fun one. So I was wondering why the episode was called "The Bells of St. John." And I had to look it up. The reason it is because this version of the TARDIS actually has the St. John ambulance logo on it. Which I didn't notice because I'm terrible apparently. But yes, and then of course the bells is referring to the fact that the phone box is ringing. So, and it's apparently the only time they acknowledge the logo in the show, according to the wiki, which I find interesting as well. So I'm like, because I was just like, how is the Doctor, being a monk in 1207 Cumbria going to have anything to do with modern day Wi-Fi technology going haywire? And then that's just all it is. It's literally just the fact that Clara calls. Do they say Clara does mention someone gave her the phone number to ring? Does she actually say who that was? She just kind of implies it was a woman.
A woman in a shop.
Yeah. And that could be anybody. That could be River Song. That could be Amy Pond. That could be that could be a lot of people. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe we'll find out.
Or maybe we won't.
Or maybe we won't, because it's Doctor Who, and not everything needs to be
explained.
Yes.
Or fleshed out.
Yes.
Or even paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Like the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the only time we see the Doctor in this past setting is at the beginning with these monks that are kind of, thinking he's a mad monk, thinking he's a weird guy and all of this. And but then, we see that unveiling, that reveal of this painting that the Doctor's made of Clara. Because obviously the last episode was the Christmas special that we talked about, the Snowman, where the Doctor encountered Clara Oswald, and was, reminded of Oswin from the previous episode in the previous season, and now he's just fascinated, and he's the beautiful portrait that he's got, that he's made of her, that he's just kind of staring at, has the caption of this quote that she said that was, "Run, you clever boy, and remember." And then that becomes the connective tissue between the past and the present, with the Doctor, getting that phone call, and then Clara's trying to figure out the Wi-Fi, and then it's, and it just, for some reason, because it's Doctor Who, or because it's just fate, or whatever it is, the Wi-Fi password is the abbreviation for that, just for reasons, I guess. That's just what the password is, and then Clara just put those words with those letters so she could remember.
Moffat being clever.
Moffat being clever. Yeah. There's definitely some clever stuff in this episode from him, and some not so clever stuff, but we may or may not get into that stuff. But yeah, we don't know how long the Doctor's been spending on trying to figure out this Clara thing, but he's clearly found his new obsession. Fulya, what did you make of the Doctor, sort of, the first time we see him, and he's kind of really affected by, his past encounter with Clara Oswald, and now he's got a different version of her to contend with. What did you think of the way he's kind of becoming obsessed with it?
Honestly, I'm not sure that I really noticed the fact that he was being obsessed, but I like that the moment he realized who he was talking to, his reactions were really good to watch. For him to be like, oh my gosh, it is that Clara, right? To then descending down to, even though this is a different version of the Clara that he met, there are still remnants of her being, popped in here. And especially when she realizes that even though she wasn't very tech savvy beforehand, and then all of a sudden she is, and she's like a tech whiz by the end of it. It kind of, the way that the Doctor was very surprised at this fact, how she just all of a sudden remembers how to be very tech savvy. So yeah, like it was cool to watch him react to all of that with Clara. But I don't know that I noticed him being obsessed with her. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was just me.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like just, to me, it kind of the way the monks were talking about him being sort of mad, and the fact that he was trying to decipher what the meaning of the words she said meant, and the painting and everything. And yeah, I don't know. To me, he seemed like he was, kind of focused on that. And then the fact that he was guarding her, outside her house, and like trying to protect her at all costs. Like, the Doctor likes to sort of zero in on one person generally anyway. We've seen this across multiple seasons.
Hyperfixation.
Hyperfixation, yes, the Doctor is autistic. With a side of ADHD.
Like Sherlock. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Super Hulock. Yeah. So I know, I just kind of took it as like, this is the Doctor, like the Doctor loves humanity and he loves humans, but then like something, I don't know, Clara's just niggling at him for me. Mike, did you think the same thing? What was your interpretation of the way the Doctor was acting and maybe being fascinated by Clara? What did you think of it?
Yeah, I think it was a bit weird considering we've seen this person before twice, and they died twice, and now we're seeing them again. So I think there is a bit of a, when the Doctor sees like a glitch in the Matrix, he definitely like latches onto anomalies when it comes to time and how that affects. And it's not every time when you see someone and you paint a gorgeous picture of them, and this is where it is. The Doctor is not romantically inclined, but it is that sort of fixation. And you sort of see that within this episode where Clara is saying, "Oh, is this your snogging booth?" You can sort of see it's like, okay, we get it. This companion needs to be like, a bit blasé when it comes to attractingness sort of thing, and the Doctor does not understand. He's just more he's focused. It's like, why do you keep on turning up? And it's that sort of dynamic that he has with Clara in this episode, and maybe in future episodes as well, trying to work that out. And he actually says at the end of this episode, pretty much directly to camera, is like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And yeah, and this is just sets up for the rest of the season, up until the 60th anniversary, as well as the Christmas special in this year. This is definitely within the year. This is a year section of Doctor Who, and how it has a start, middle, and end. And it is an interesting sort of. What does J.J. Abrams have? The question box. That's all
mystery box.
The mystery box, yeah. The question mark box.
Yeah.
The mystery box. And Clara is that for this season. And with New Who, there's always like that element within seasons. And this is the reason why I say it's season 7.B. Because A was the Williams and the Ponds, and that ended, and now we're going into this other thing as well. Yeah. What was the original question?
You basically answered it.
Cool.
So yeah,
I'll shut up
that's
then.
totally fine. No, never shut up. Well, yeah, let's keep talking about the Doctor, because obviously, as you've pointed out, Mike, that this is very much a season 7B, and we have a new TARDIS. We have a new look for the Doctor as well, and I like it. I like the new TARDIS especially. I think it like the lighter color really kind of, I don't know, it makes it feel grander, like not in the way that like the Ncuti Gatwa TARDIS is with that gigantic sort of space, but like just I don't know, I like the silver and the platinum sort of tones, and then like the fact that all the Gallifreyan symbols are like rotating around above the engine and everything, and the computer and stuff. Yeah, I just think that's really, really cool. It looks really great. And then the Doctor's outfit change was very funny, because, you know, he's like trying to get, you know, when he's trying to come to the aid of Clara, and he's still dressed as a monk, and she's like, "Oh, you got here fast." Like, I was in the area. No, okay. You were in the area 800 years ago, as well. But yeah, you know, he's like, I've got to put a new outfit on, and we see him, you know, dig through his chest of many outfits. And the Fez comes back in this episode, which I just, you know,
Running gag.
For a brief second.
For a brief second, I just love the Doctor's reaction to the Fez. That just makes me happy. Yeah, and then we see him hold up the old outfit and the new one, and he goes with the new one, and I like it. It looks cool, like, you know, different color, you know, the brown tweed's gone, you know, it's more of a blue kind of toned and blue-gray sort of situation going on.
Bit of maroon purplish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. He looks really good. Fulya, do you have thoughts on the new look of the Doctor and the TARDIS going forward now?
No, I like it. It suits him. It's a really nice looking outfit. And the coloring, the bow tie has to have, like, the bow tie is definitely very iconic for a number 11.
It's in its own little box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bow ties are cool, apparently.
He was saving it for this one moment. This was it.
Yeah.
And no, I like the new look. He's got this sort of like grayish blue shirt. Like, it's not completely sort of a crisp white. So that's at least kind of nice that he went for a different tone shirt. And it complements the rest of the outfit as well, just to give it a bit of a lightness. And yeah, I like that he also, with the way that his hair is sort of like brushed to one side as well, which is, you know, very.
And now it's brushed to the other side.
Yep. So yeah, no, it's a really nice looking suit.
Yeah, it's cool. Mike, what are your thoughts on the new looks? I think I feel like I remember you saying something about this iteration of the TARDIS you enjoy. Yeah, and then this outfit as well is a favorite of yours, is it, or?
Yeah, there is a bit of a fondness for the newer outfit. I mean, the iconic one is the tweed, and this one is more cashmere outside, and and I really enjoy this TARDIS interior and this iteration of the TARDIS as well, because I was going to mention, but I forgot. But now I remembered the St. John and also the sticker as well. Stephen Moffat actually wanted the TARDIS to look like the TARDIS from the 2 Dalek movies, all the way back from the 60s, like the Peter Cushing ones.
Yeah.
And that had the St. John's sticker on the side as well as the police box. So it's also a police box, but it's also an ambulance at the same time. So he's a doctor, ambulance, but he's also a cop in space. ACAP.
ACAP.
ACAP, or cops are bastards. And I will say I do like the change because sometimes doctors do change their outfit from the original a little bit, and this is no exception. I mean, David Tennant had the the brown pinstripe, but he also had the blue suit as well.
Yeah,
and he sort of changed in between them, and what I really like at the end of the episode, there's one piece of clothing accessory that he takes over into this one, and that's his glasses, and the significant glasses.
Yeah.
Is also
Yep.
Amy's there with him always.
Yep. And we cry forever. And ever and ever. And it's not even the only reference to Amy Pond in this episode, which I didn't realize. The book that Clara is talking to one of the kids she's the nanny of at the beginning, and she's like, the next chapter's the best chapter, you're gonna cry. It's written by Amelia Williams. Boom.
Yeah, what was she doing all the way back then? When she lived herself to death.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yes, good shout on the glasses. Yes, absolutely worth mentioning. Okay, let's talk about Clara then. New companion. I enjoyed her. I like her fascination with the Doctor and how she doesn't seem to have a lot of fear. She has a lot of curiosity, and I think a lot of the companions have that, I guess, and they're not, they need to have that curiosity and that sense of wonder and adventure within them in order to be able to travel with the Doctor. Otherwise, why would the Doctor take them, I guess? But I like this setup of her with that travel book of like 101 places to go, and how she's held onto it for so long and hasn't really gone anywhere, and the promise of adventure that entails at the end of the episode when the Doctor offers her the chance to go with him. And then she's also not stupid. Like, she's not also going to uproot everything like, past companions have done as well without some thought first. And the fact that she's just like, ask me again tomorrow, And then the Doctor makes another comment about how tomorrow is now. Like, for me, it doesn't matter. I found it really interesting that he kept pointing out the time travel thing. But I suppose, he's trying to really make her understand that for him, it's, it doesn't really matter. I can go to tomorrow. Like, he even takes her at one point to the next morning. And I loved that kind of approach to be like, she's like, he's like, are you tired? And she's like, I can't remember what she says, but then, and then he references something about like the bad guys having to go the long way around to get there. Like, they're going to be tired because they've spent all night looking for us, and now we've got a head start on them because now we're, ahead, if you will. So I kind of liked that a little bit as well. And then also her first time in the TARDIS, they kind of skimmed over the whole, yes, it's bigger on the inside bit, which is totally fine because you've got to do it differently every time you're bringing someone new aboard. But the fact that she still had her mug really tickled me. Like she goes in with the mug, and then the TARDIS moves up onto the plane, and then she's walking through this turbulent plane and fucking going over it, and she's just holding onto her tea. This girl's just got her tea on lock, like as she's going through.
You would have thought that you would have put that thing down before you left the.
Yeah, I can't. The fact that she took it with her, I really liked it. It was like a nice little touch for me.
Well, you make a cup of coffee,
yeah,
and it's not even half done, still warm.
yeah.
You're not going to put that down.
No. It would be un-English of her to do so. Gotta finish that beverage. So I really liked that she held on to it, and then I also like that moment just as well on the plane with the doctor being like, you know, I'm a 1,000-year-old alien with 2 hearts and 27 brains, but I'm exaggerating, and I don't know how to fly a plane. I like those little reminders of the doctor. Just because he is who he is doesn't mean he knows how to do everything, but then he figures it out anyway, of course, because well, they're not going to die in a fucking plane crash. That's just not going to happen. But I just like that as well. So yeah, and then the interesting element of Clara going from, as you mentioned before, Fulya, like completely dumb when it comes to technology, not knowing how to figure out the Wi-Fi issues. I was just like, what the fuck's this about? But then I think that kind of played into the whole what the villains were sort of doing. But then and then when she comes out of the mainframe or whatever, and then she brings back that computer intelligence with her, and then she just knows how to do things. She knows how to hack and stuff, and it was cool. Like, I like the way Clara was like just super confident, and wasn't going to take no for an answer. Like when the doctor and her were like arguing over who should be doing the hacking, and the doctor's struggling to get in, and then she's like, I'll do it, I'll get it, I got this, like no shadow of a doubt. So interesting stuff. I liked her, and I'm glad she's not horny for Matt Smith as well, as just as a side note.
Yet.
Don't say yet. I don't want to hear yet.
Or maybe not yet.
Or maybe not yet. Okay, look, okay, I will give her this. She's not about to get married to the love of her life and flirting with someone else. I think that's where I need to say my issue with Amy Pond was the fact that she was openly flirting with the doctor when Rory is just, hi, I'm here too. That's the issue I had. So if Clara wants to bone 11, she can bone 11. It's fine. And take that in and out of context as you want to. Fulya, did you have any other thoughts on Clara? I know you've said a little bit already, but how did you think her first modern day outing with the doctor went?
Yeah, look, I think it was typical for a companion that's new to the doctor in any kind of sort of context. So it kind of made sense that she'd be very confused, but also very hyperfixated on things and just excited about what's happening around her, but also anxious. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, she's new, she's learning how the doctor works, how things work when you are with the doctor and traveling around with him. And this episode, she just seemed too confident for her own good. That's kind of what it gave off to me. Okay. Even though, you can say that the reason why she got that confidence is because of the going in and out of that data thing that happened to her. But at the same time, especially that argument they were having at that bar cafe place that they were at, trying to hack into into the mainframes through her tiny little laptop. I think the back and forth of that argument may have gone a little bit too long, and especially considering how confident she felt about hacking into it. But then the doctor's like, no, you don't need to do this. I'll do it. But then Clara is just being so pushy about the fact that she wants to do it because she knows she can do it. So I think that kind of irked me a little. Be like, just give her the damn laptop already. She's not going to shut up if you don't. So yeah, like I'm like I said at the beginning, I'm not a huge fan of Clara, but yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Mike, your thoughts on Clara in this episode? How did you find her?
For an outing for a so-called new companion, this wasn't a bad episode. For it to establish Clara as a character for the base plate of a character, because yeah, we've seen something similar before, but this is where we're sort of jumping on and keep on going, and the chemistry and the dynamic between Matt Smith and Clara. Sorry, I can't remember her name.
Jenna Coleman.
Jenna Coleman. I was like, what? Yeah. So Jenna Coleman and Matt Smith definitely like very quippy together, and I kind of like that. It's a mutual sort of nagging, but it's also a fun loving sort of banter as well, which I kind of like. And I at the start I did like Clara and that sort of dynamic, and throughout the tenure of these two, I did sort of prefer Clara to Amy, and yeah, I do have my gripes with like Amy and Rory and the throuple that it's slowly, well, 4 if you're counting River as well, so that sort of thing is like, but that's sort of the teething sort of area, because Moffat was sort of a new showrunner and trying to find the feet, and this is where it sort of is established of what the sort of thing that the Matt Smith era I actually kind of like, because it is ramping up to something big and special, and it's like, okay, I can get behind Matt Smith. He's not the new kid from the block. I mean, we were roughly the same age back then. It's like, no, he can't be the Doctor. I want to be the Doctor, sort of thing. So mutual jealousy, and there's always time for me to be the Doctor. I mean, I can be Frankie and the Doctor at the same time. Throw in a James Bond. I mean, there's already been an Australian James Bond. I could be James Bond. Better than Tom Hiddleston. Anyway.
Excuse me.
No. I did. Yeah, so I did like the outing and sort of the main stage. So, like, she sort of still had those characteristics from the previous iterations of this Clara character and where they were, and it's going to be now adventuring with the Doctor. So it's a good place where we are, and yeah, so it's sort of still early days in a weird way of the character, and I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt of where she goes. But will that change? Who knows? Because I can't say, because it's spoilery of what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I'll find out eventually.
And also, I will mention, I love how they portray hacking in this episode, because it's sort of cliche, like the data like running across the screen, and also tap 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 tap. It made me laugh because it's so cheesy and stupid, and
yeah, yeah.
I'm hacking into the mainframe. Oh, firewall!
Yeah. There was definitely some I don't want to say lazy. I can't think of the right word, but like the fake typing was really faking. As she was sitting outside on the, she was pushing enter way too many times. I was like, "What is happening right now?"
Doctor Who's not high art.
No, it's not.
science
And
fiction.
look, I just like typing, so I like to know, I like to see when it looks realistic or not. But hey, I don't fucking hack into, you know, weird Wi-Fi organizations that will remain nameless because we don't have a name for them. Speaking of, let's talk about them.
Let's talk about Plantier. I mean, the great intelligence.
Yeah, the great intelligence. Yes, so we
Plantier.
do have villains in this episode, of course. There is something happening with the Wi-Fi. That is the crux of the episode.
We try turning it on and off again.
Yes. Ms. Kislet, played by Celia Imrie, is the head of this organization that, under the instruction of somebody known as the client, is basically using some kind of tech or some kind of magic, or I don't know, they don't really say really what it is. And they're getting into the Wi-Fi and they're able to steal people's souls and trap them in, like, in Wi-Fi? I don't know. They use the Wi-Fi to trap people, basically.
Who cares? Whatever. It works. Shut up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't
It
think about
works. I'm not criticizing it. It's a fine premise. And to be honest, not to mention Black Mirror again, but I feel like they probably could have done it darker anyway for Doctor Who. I mean, we know Doctor Who does horror sometimes. And there is a way that you could have made this episode not as dark as a Black Mirror episode, but maybe just a little bit more perilous than what it was here. I think, like, just leaning into the idea of these people being trapped, like the fact that they repeat these lines of like, I don't know where I am, you know, that's kind of unnerving in and of itself. And I really liked the cold open of this episode where we have this guy who we don't know leaving a message basically that just says like, oh, that's what you think anyway, you feel like he's aware of what's going on. Maybe he's leaving a message for the Doctor to say, come help us, come save us. That's kind of the setup we're getting. And then you get that reveal before the credits that he doesn't know where he is. The way he puts it in to his dialogue at the end, and then you go, oh fuck, he's stuck too, he's trapped too. I'm like, I thought that was really clever and a really good way to intro it.
It's interesting that he does that, but he's the only one who's able to talk to the screen, or he's talking through to someone trying to send this message, where everybody else is crying for help, saying, I don't know where I am, and he's the only one that doesn't.
Well, he could probably be one of the first people maybe that they took, because he's not, because I know he's
calmed himself down a lot before bringing him back to the, oh my god, I don't know where I am.
Yeah,
I think he may be not the only one. It's just so much noise. You can't really pinpoint who's saying what. It's but the main through line is, I don't know where I am. And what I find scary is contextually, he's not saying this to anyone because no one's listening.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I feel like he's just gotten to a point where he's clearly an intelligent person. Maybe he's tech savvy, and maybe he realized the moment things went wrong was the fact that he clicked on the wrong Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah.
So he's probably just putting it, but it's a fair point to make, because like everyone else you see is just kind of added into this montage of faces for like shock effect of like, I don't know where I am, help me, and they're screaming and they're like yelling, and it's like very like confronting. And then he just kind of seems to be the main one they're focusing on, of like this is what's happening. So I can kind of also see how that may or may not work as a setup then, if you kind of peel it apart in that sense. But it worked for me, so I liked it. And yeah, and I really liked Celia Imrie as Ms. Kislet. I thought she was great. We don't usually get to see her play a villain of any kind. You know, she usually plays the very warm-hearted lady in everything she's in. I mean, she was great in the Thursday Murder Club, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was cool to see her here. Really fun. You know, and I just kind of, you know, the way that they kind of set up this organization is, you know, obviously they're being controlled by the great intelligence as well. And she has the ability, because they've all been hacked and whatever, she can control their obedience. She can control their conscience, you know, and their paranoia and all this stuff. And obviously that comes back later in the episode when the Doctor uses it to save everyone. But yeah, like it's really chilling. And then the fact that she just has a casual conversation with one of her colleagues that about you know, killing this guy, and then being like, oh, actually, he's about to go on holidays. We'll kill him when he comes back. I'm like, oh my god, like so callous and cold and yeah, nothing is right here. Nothing is right here.
And the fact that she's the, I don't know, you know, I may have zoned out when you mentioned this, but the fact that she's got this tablet and she's controlling everybody's feelings as she's talking to them as well. It's weird.
Like, yeah, it's not just that she has the effect, but we see her doing it in real time. It's not like she's doing it like when they're in the middle of doing something else, which she could do. She's doing it while they're standing in front of her. And but then it seems like also that at least her assistant guy is aware of what's going on. I mean, I'm sure they're all aware of what's going on, but then they have no choice but to follow the directive based on what she's doing in the tablet.
They're screaming on the inside.
They're screaming on the inside. And then speaking of screaming, we also have the robots that they use to hack people out of their bodies, and these are also known as spoonheads. As I saw on the wiki page, they're called spoonheads. They're fine. Like, they don't really, like, the way the girl comes down the stairs is kind of creepy-ish, and then turns her head to reveal, you know, a spoon-like kind of shape. I mean, as far as like creature designs for Doctor Who villains, like it doesn't really do much for me.
It's not really a villain. It's more of a technology they'd used against the humans.
Well, I'm
Lucky.
sorry. I'm just catch-alling.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry. I'll be more specific. The lackeys, the drones, the entities that they're using in order to recruit people, to steal people. Yeah, they didn't really do too much for me. But then the fact that the Doctor was able to program one of them to, you know, pretend to be him pretty convincingly to fool the audience and to fool Miss Kislet was interesting. So yeah. But yeah, what did you think, Fulya, of our antagonists of the episode? I'll save the great intelligence chat for the end of the segment, mostly because I just forgot about him. Fulya, what did you think of the tech villains here?
Yeah, look, honestly, it was a little creepy in a way, because especially considering that if they're not sending them, making them look like something that they kind of like a character they know from a book, for, you know, in Clara's case, or just straight up impersonating them completely, that it is kind of creepy to sort of see that out of nowhere. And also sort of coming down slowly, you know, coming out towards you, and then just all of a sudden, unawares, stops and just turns head, and all of a sudden you see your own face reflected into the back of, you know, that spoon-shaped head, to then have it kind of absorb you in a way. You're being uploaded, literally. Was a bit creepy. The design of the actual tech they used, it was a bit cheesy, you know, doing half ahead kind of a situation. But I don't know. But the whole organization itself, it sort of it makes me feel uncomfortable because it kind of reminds you of the fact that there's government sort of organizations out there that, even though it's a bit more of a heightened reality version of, there's still a lot of like data mining happening in those kind of places. And so you have to be very wary of where your personal information goes. It's a definitely a reminder of that. And it's just one of those things where, even though this came out like over a decade ago, like 15, 16 years ago, it definitely makes you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be sharing my details that much. Don't go clicking on things that you shouldn't or that you don't know about. Stay away from all the spam that comes through in your emails and then on text messages. And it's just kind of like a big reminder that technology can really screw with you. So that's kind of where that's what I got out of watching this episode with those as our antagonists, essentially. And the poor people that ended up working, even Miss Kislet, they were all uploaded, and to the point where they were like, they weren't themselves.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, you find out that they revert back to their original state. And it was wild just seeing everybody come to.
That was like a really cool twist as well, because you get that hint earlier in the episode when Miss Kislet's, talking to the great intelligence we don't know yet, but about how, like, you've always been whispering in my ear, and then we get that reveal that she was taken over as a child and is now reverted to the mind of a child, because that was the extent of her growth before she was taken over, and that's fucked.
Yeah.
But really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for your thoughts, Fulya. Mike, we're almost done. What are your thoughts on the antagonist here, Miss Kislet and her nasty corporation?
This has sort of dated it, that I just realized is like, this could all be avoided if you had a VPN. And if we had a sponsor to one of the VPNs, it would be great to do this episode now. If we'll go to NordVPN, Surfshark, to make sure that the metadata doesn't get lost and not to be being uploaded to the cloud by the great intelligence. Yeah, I do enjoy like shady government / company that is just wanting more and more and more and turning humans into batteries. It's that sort of thing. It's like, what use are you? Just more intelligence, and more data, more knowledge, and the big one. I can't really add too much to it. Because I'll save that to our great intelligence speak.
Yes, which we'll just jump in now, I think. We'll talk about the ending of the episode and the reveal of who the client was. I have one nitpick I need to mention before we get to that. And this is something that my partner pointed out because he watched it with me this evening. And because earlier in the episode, the doctor is like making a big deal to kind of guard Clara and protect Clara. And then they go to this cafe and stuff. And then, she's hacking away. He leaves her. And you know, he comes back and he checks on her, and you know, she's like, I'm fine, you know, where's our coffee, blah blah blah. And then meanwhile the doctor is getting, obviously, you know, taunted by Miss Kislet and her interfering with all the people around, and like that was kind of freaky. Like I'm trying to think of what horror movie I've seen that in, where some or like a mobster movie like that effect. Indiana Jones does it well, when you have your hero and the enemy that they're talking to, and then you have this moment where you realize, oh, everyone else in the room was actually in on it. So they kind of do that little trope, which I thought was really cool. But in the meantime, Clara gets hacked by one of the spoonheads who has presented itself as the doctor to her. So easy to fall for it. But at the same time, we were sitting there watching it going, I thought he was supposed to protect her. How did he let this happen? So anyway, I don't know. That was like a tiny little, like, didn't make sense. But then of course it leads into the setup for the ending, which is, you know, we get the spoonhead doctor on the back of the motorcycle that, as you said earlier, Mike, is an anti-grav motorcycle and flies up the side of the Shard building and goes straight into Miss Kislet's office. And then we get a really, you know, great scene with the two of them, and the reveal that the doctor was a spoonhead and not actually the doctor, and the doctor's sitting with Clara and having the coffee and doing all of that. And yeah, I thought that was, I kind of like when the doctor sort of outsmarts the bad guys in, you know, without using violence really, without using any force, you know, just that, even though it is kind of an ex machina sort of situation with like, oh, how convenient, he was able to figure that out and stop them pretty easily. Because like I thought getting her in there would, I don't know, I don't know what kind of repercussions I thought it would have, but then yeah, then when we get the reveal of her as a child, it's like, oh, okay, no, it's actually really bad. This is actually not good. But yeah, and then just finding out that the client was the Great Intelligence when Richard E. Grant, the wonderful Richard E. Grant, popped up. I was like, holy shit, he's back. In Richard E. Grant form. It's just you know, because last time he was a giant, you know, snow globe essentially. In the previous outing, and now he's taken on the form of Richard E. Grant's character from that episode, and now here we are. So I'm curious to see where it's going to go with the Great Intelligence, if he's going to be sort of the antagonist for the rest of the season, or if he's going to connect to something else. I don't know. Like, what's the plan here? I'm very curious, and I love Richard E. Grant, so more Richard E. Grant, please. Give me that. Fulya, what are your thoughts on the Great Intelligence and the way the episode ended?
Yeah, look, honestly, even I was a bit fooled. I was like, oh, okay. So the doctor went over there to have a nice little chat with Miss Kislet and trying to stop it all from happening. But yeah, nobody realized, nobody noticed that he was the spoonhead, and it was just like a really cool reveal, and really enjoyed the little discussion, this chat that they were having, this back and forth, and you know, he's throwing a threat, she's throwing a threat, and by the end of it, he kind of turns around and is like, oh, by the way, I've outsmarted you, haha, kind of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the way that they sort of ended that, and how he also then turned everything against them and just downloaded everybody back into their bodies, which was really cool. So that was awesome. And then yeah, I had the same thought as soon as I saw the Great Intelligence, and I'm like, ooh, it's Richard E. Grant. Because I'm like, I know that voice. So yeah, no, it was a really cool sort of way. I can't remember what happens with the Great Intelligence. I don't know if they continue on with him. So I guess your guess is as good as mine, Kendall. So we'll see.
Ooh, we'll find out together.
I was gonna say, like, I'm, and I've mentioned this before. When I'm watching through the Doctor Who episodes now, it's almost like I'm watching it all over again for the first time.
Yeah,
because it's like wiped from my memory.
Yeah, nice. I love this. I love this for you. I love that we can have this opportunity to relive Doctor Who with you as well. This is great. Thank you for your final thoughts, Mike. Take us home. What are your thoughts on the reveal of the Great Intelligence and how the episode wrapped itself up?
Yeah, well, as I said, I forgot the main antagonist at the end until I saw the face of Richard D. Grant, and then just like all the people in this episode, all my memories flowed back into my head. It's like, oh, yes, okay. Because I just remembered what happens else. Because the Great Intelligence, if I can't remember if I did, I probably did, but talked about the Great Intelligence, that the enemy of the Great Intelligence was an enemy from the Second Doctor era, where they were more an ethereal sort of presence, and that's what Richard E. Grant sort of turns into at the end of this, because we witnessed the Great Intelligence in the previous episode, as well as the previous story, and with the history of Doctor Who as it was, the previous episode was the first outing, supposedly outing for the Great Intelligence, and then the two stories of the Second Doctor takes place in between that and this. So, and now the Great Intelligence is here now. And it just reminded me, I need to rewatch those episodes. They're called The Abominable Snowman and Web of Fear. And the Web of Fear is actually the first time we see Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. So we get to see Kate's dad for the first time.
Nice.
In the London Underground. Because there's great intelligence. And always enjoy.
I was sorry, I just wanted to say that kind of makes a nice reference then with Unit showing up at the end of the episode too, right?
Yeah. It's like, who is this Unit? Because you're off and on all the time. Is it real or is it isn't? Yeah. So good connective tissue from the previous episode and to this one. And will we get to see the Great Intelligence later on? I don't know. I can't remember. Or do I?
Oh.
I love playing this story. Do I know? I don't know. Time is linear. Time is a flat circle. It is. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So yeah, it's a classic Who's villain back in the present. I like it.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, the look for Matt Smith's Doctor was based on the Second Doctor's look as well, because he had a bow tie too. And Matt Smith actually has said that he, before getting the role, he watched a lot of Patrick Troughton Doctor, because he didn't know Doctor Who when he got it, and now he's more knowledgeable about it. Yeah, so bow ties were cool back then and now. Yeah.
That's
and I
really
can't
cool.
say too much.
No,
maybe.
of course.
I don't know.
Maybe. Mm.
Richie Grant comes back as a face.
And says, "Moisturize me."
Moisturize me. And also, his face turns up in Shooty Gatwa, which also makes it more fucked up. Is he the great intelligence or is he chakra doctor? That is not part of the timeline. But apparently it's part of the timeline because Russell T Davies is a mad lad and he makes things that are frustrating for people who try to make canon make sense.
Yeah. What is canon? If not Russell T Davies persevering.
It's don't stop making it hard.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right.
And I will say, by the end of the series, I don't like it because of story. Overall, I really enjoy this season. But on a story standpoint, it makes me mad because of stuff like that. Anyway, here's the next one.
Yes. Next episode we'll be talking about at some point, who knows when, will be a out of space adventure for Clara and the Doctor. So I'm looking forward to that. Some creepy looking aliens on their way. It's just going to be fun. But until then, that was Popcorn Culture. Those are our thoughts on Doctor Who Series 7, Episode 7, The Bells of St. John. We've done it. We found a way. We hit 3 hours. Thank you so much, everyone, for bearing with us through this fun time. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you guys, my co-hosts, have enjoyed. Time to go to bed, shall we? 1, 2, 3. And
that
was a
podcast called Friends.
Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky for the latest Fred content.
If you'd like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
If you'd like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching the VOD right now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of future content. And if you're watching us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fred the Alien Twitch, give us a follow over there as well.
Yes, do it. Do it. I've been a Kendall Richardson.
I've been a Fulya and
And I've been the man, the myth, the legend. That's me with a bruise on his face, so I'm not canon. Michael Lister.
And
you've just experienced
a podcast
called Fred.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and there's no time for Firefly because I'm watching One Piece.
Yes. Absolutely.
Remember to look after yourself and your mental health, everyone.
Yes. Please do. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening. Laters, Gators. And
See.